Well, all right. We're ready to go. We got Doug Lyyski versus Jason Parker. They're legging for the break right now. Jason's been the current knight for about 5 weeks. Doug wins the leg, so he breaks first. The game they are playing is 10 ball. No early 10s. Special rule. No 3-foul rule. BCAPL rules. Hey, Andrew Bundy. Welcome back. Should be pretty exciting. Jason's got his 12-pack of Diet Mountain Dew there. He's going to work through basically a can a game. I don't know how he does it. But he does it. My chair's not in the right spot anymore. There we go. We'll get Ray up here. Oh, scratch on the break. Oh, you know, the 2 balls, a little bit of trouble, so. Oh, ball in hand. Jason might be able to work this out. Here's our dual view. Duo view. Best in the biz. Gives you the ability to see the game on the left, and then on the right, overview. Plus, the right has about a 2.4 second delay. So you kind of get a built-in replay. Not to mention, if you're on YouTube, you can always just double-click, rewind 15 seconds, watch a shot again if we miss the replay. Get out there, share, and share. We've had good numbers all day. Queens did very well. Jesters did very well. Adam Putz Lutz killed it, man. I think it was 6-1. He ran the last table, playing super good. So we'll have Adam back next Sunday. He is the new jester. A little bit of a slow start. Like I said, the only rule change in this 10 ball race to 12 is that there's no early 10 balls. Interesting. Jason didn't mind. No 3-foul rules. They both agreed. Jump cues are okay. Regular rack. No template rack. I think that pretty much covers it. You still get the option, say a player slops in a ball like that. So the 10 ball comes back up anyway because he didn't call it, but even if he did, it'd come back up. Now, if he called it, he'd be able to keep shooting. So you can use the 10 in combos. You just can't win the game with it until it's the last ball. And I'll be honest, that's an interesting rule. Personally, I don't know if I like it. So we're just going to make a mess of this rack until someone feels like busting it up. Good save. Nice and tight on the rail. Got the Packers going in the background. They seem to be doing real well this week. Still got the Sunday tournament rolling. Got Ray Skinador still in it. Favored to most likely be in at least the top 2 or 3. Tyler Westhouse, also a great player. Good handful of players. I don't want to downsize anybody here. All solid 500-plus players in the Sunday Weekly. Still kicking. All right, so we have an opportunity here Oh, just missed the 2 and scratched. Well, it was a valiant effort to try to break that up. It was an aggressive play. I guess after so many safeties, you just got to hit something hard. Well, this will be a tricky shot. I don't think he can cut the 2. Bank might be open, but it's thin. And is there a reward for doing that? Getting on the 3 is not going to be easy. So first game, we've got a safety battle. Yeah, no 3 foul rule, sadly. It's a 10 ball, no early 10s, no 3 foul rule. So we'll see how it goes. Someone's got to run a rack, right? So I think Jason's got some light here on the 2. Pretty natural position on the 3 if you just roll this in. It's not the easiest shot, but he smacks it. Smacks it. Ends up putting a little stun on it. Bounces off another ball and almost scratches. No shot on the 3. Looking at maybe, what, a 3-4 combo? He's just going for the save. Yeah, that's a smart play. Sup Kiss. Yeah, I had dinner too. I had the Mad Apple Burger and Billiards salmon with the seasonal veggie broccoli. And then I did a side salad for my other side. Trying to eat a little healthier, you know. Super good. Nice bank. Just drills the 3 in the side. Now we're going to see some Q action here. We're going to have to go 3 rails around the 8 and back to the 5. Oh, no, he didn't really like that. That's tough. Real long shot on the 5. I mean, if you got a delicate touch, there's a safe here. Think Jason has a shot. And getting from the 5 to the 6, not impossible. Yeah, so now that we got more viewers, this is 10 ball, race to 12. No early 10s. That's a special rule. No 3 foul rule. I can't say I agree with the game type or the rules, but that's what they agreed on. And I mean, I understand the no early 10s. It does take some of the luck out. You know, oh, you got a good bump and now you're going to bang in the 10. But you can still combo the 10 by calling it, spot it, and keep going. Kind of like playing cutthroat. Knocking in your opponent's balls or your balls to keep going. Well, that 9 almost got into trouble, but I think the 7 slides over. Maybe a touch of bottom left, come off the rail. Sitting pretty good for the 8. Yeah, that worked out nice. Kind of dealer's choice here. I mean, you want to make this easy enough so you can get on the left rail for the 10. after the 9. Not always easy. You overdraw this. Okay, a little bit of a pocket cheat. Gave himself an angle on the 9. Similar to the 7 ball. Just a little bit of stun and slide that cue ball over to the left rail. Shooting the 10 in the upper left. You want to be as straight as you can on the 10. That'll work nicely. There's really no scratch unless you drill it over and the cue ball hits the right side pocket. Ooh. Bank that long rail. First game goes to Jason Parker, the current knight. Yeah, Supkiss. Ah, you had an egg sandwich. Yeah, you can't beat that. Are they from your own chickens on the mountain? I would assume so. Although it's probably snowing, right? Might be a little too cold for chickens. Well, no, you mentioned earlier it was raining, so I would assume you start to get snow pretty quick here, being high up in elevation. Here, we'll take a look at the break here. See if Jason's breaking like he was last week. So he's breaking it like 9 ball from the edge, which is rare. Although I've seen some people breaking the 10 ball like this in the Michigan Open. Oh, he made the 10 ball. So that gets spotted. Man, look at that. 3 balls on the break. Decent. We'll take a look at this. Other than, now that you have to spot the 10, that makes the 9 a little difficult. He's got a good shot on the 2 from the 1. Yeah, it's one of these, I think, from the 2, a little bit of bottom left, and try to break that 9-10 up, because you got a good safety net being the 3. I don't see too many other issues, 7, 8 combo. Yeah. Well, even with normal rules, the 10 wouldn't count. So, but they are playing a special rule set where there are no early 10s. If they call it, they just spot it and they can keep going. See, now I would have used that to break up the 9-10. But he was a little far from his work there. Yeah, I would just try multiple attempts at breaking it out. You know what I mean? Avenue says I'd break it out with the 6. Yeah, that makes. But if you miss it with the 3, then you get the 6. Miss it with the 6. Then you're starting to chase your tail. But yeah, he's got a perfect angle here. He rattled the 6, forcing that breakup. But he did get it. You were right, Avenue. That worked out really well, other than missing the 6. So this gives Doug a good opportunity to get on the board here. Yep, pocket speed on the 6. Widens the pocket a little bit. Came a little short on the 7. I think I'm still caroming 7 into the 8, but he's calling the cut. Yeah, I mean, that makes, from this angle, looks tougher than it probably is. Look at that. No problem. Back and forth. Got the shot on the 8. It's a great shot. Almost overrolled the 9. He's got the perfect angle to bounce out for the 10. I kind of like what he was trying to do there. He wanted to just slide by and kind of have the 10 in the same pocket, but, you know, a little angle is not going to scare him. Still a doable 30-degree shot. Dead center. Cue ball stops, no scratch. That's it. Doug's on the board. 1-1 in a race to 12. That's an interesting way to rack. He kind of slides him over. Most people slide him up. He slides them horizontally over. I'll have to try that sometime. Maybe you get a tighter rack that way. Yeah, I mean, these guys aren't missing much. You know, so far, first game was a little bit of a safety battle. And if it wasn't for that 6 that Jason rattled, would have been darn near perfect. Good breaks, but no go. I think we'll see another safety battle here. Oh, he underhit that a lot. Might be his plan. Let Doug make 6, 7 of them, and Jason wants to get to the table and clean up. It's worked for some of the past challengers, which is the brutal reality of rotation. I mean, you can make 9 trick shots in a row, miss the 10, and you're still going to lose. It comes out okay on the 3. I mean, at this point, you just got to make the balls and hope things line up, because there's a mess of balls down there to get through to try to get on the 4. All right, well, he put a good stroke on it. I think he was trying to bump into it, make something happen. Stuck with a tough shot on the 4. Hey, we might have another guest commentator. Just put the headset on, and we'll unmute the mic.
Guy, but I used to come here.
Chair's got armrests. You can lower them down, get comfortable.
Nice.
All right, well, introduce yourself.
This is it's Braden Rush.
Braden
Rush.
Rush. Braden Rush. Nice to meet you, Braden. Chris?
Nice to meet you, buddy. We've actually shot against each other a while ago.
I know. I probably played everybody. Yeah, right.
I haven't shot here in 2 years.
2 years. Well, what made you come back today?
My wife, actually.
Nice.
I practice on Sundays at a bar in Green Bay, and she says, you need to go somewhere where there's competition.
Right. Not here.
So she's like, go to the Mad Apple in the tournament. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right.
There's too much competition here, man.
Right?
Like, if you want to be the best pool player in the place,
Yeah.
don't come here.
It ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen.
If you want to get better and play the best pool players in the area,
That's the way to do it.
come here.
A lot of strong shots here.
Right.
I've been watching this kid. Is it Caden?
Yeah, Caden Hillman.
Real good.
Here, we got to get the mic like right. Yeah, you got to find like a happy medium.
Real close, huh?
Yeah, there you go. That's
Now
perfect.
that's good now?
Now
All
you
right.
can hear it on yours, too.
Oh, okay, yeah, now I hear myself. All right.
There you go.
No, this is cool. I like watching. I watch the Kings every Friday.
Right.
I actually plan on playing in it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, what's your Fargo?
Right now, I'm a 582.
Okay, so you could play in the Knights.
Right,
If
could,
you'd
yeah, I
like.
could, yeah.
Or you can go right for the King of the Hill.
It was that kind of thing where I want to do the Kings thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You want to play the best.
Yeah.
No middle step. Well, that's respectable.
Oh, yeah.
And the list for Kings is a lot shorter.
Right. That's what I heard.
You know,
This-
Knights is short, but not as short.
Right.
And then you got Jesters, and I mean, that's like a year out.
Yeah. What? This is Knights right now, right?
This is Knights. Yeah,
Knights.
so this is the 599 and under. So
Okay.
we've got Doug Lyyski at 519 and Jason Parker at 536. And Jason Parker is our current Knight.
Oh,
Oh, little rattle there
Kinda.
by Doug.
kind of sloppy going into the rail first.
That might be a game for Jason if he cleans this up. So yeah, we use this screen. It's a few seconds behind, so you might see a trick shot, but it'll take a second here. That's what they see. Welcome to the booth,
Well, thank you.
Braden, and yeah, thanks for helping me out because it's been kind of like, you know, everybody's either on tournaments or they're out, vacations, all kinds of stuff going on.
No, it's very cool. Thanks for letting me come in here.
it's all good.
I asked Fong. I said, "Can anybody commentate?" He goes, "Go in there." I'm like, "All right."
That's what the open stream is about, for
You know?
sure. Right.
No, this is a very cool setup. I remember being here when there was a wall here. This was closed off.
Oh, right,
still.
right.
It was just these tables here.
That was back in the beginning.
Long
that was
ti-
before I even
Long time
showed
ago,
up.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the
That's ba-
evolution of Mad Apple.
That's back when I could beat Mason.
Oh,
I can't do it anymore.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could practice, and
Yeah.
he might let you win one.
Yeah, maybe. Just for fun, right?
Yeah,
Just-
right. Well, he's got to give you a chance, you know. Otherwise, you stop playing.
Oh, I don't give up, but yeah.
But if you're going for the King of the Hill, my guess is, you know, you're a pretty strong player. You've got the confidence. So,
Right.
I mean, anyone can win. You know, one miss, right? One bad
It's-
safety, and you can win that game, and then just keep her rolling.
You got Little John right now, so yeah,
Right.
you make any mistakes, he's going to make you pay for them.
He-
He's been playing forever,
He does, yep.
and he's been playing strong forever. You know what I mean? It's not one of those
For like
players.
40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he started playing back when he was like, what, 12 or something?
Yeah, something like that. And he was, you know, he picked it up quick. He had a lot of good teachers too, though.
He did. He did.
A lot of strong players. You know, Jamie Garvey and guys like that were influenced on him. And
Yep. Dan Herdina.
Dan Herdina.
You know, KK Billiards
Yep.
in Green Bay. All those good players.
Mhm.
And then obviously Malcolm Bowe.
Oh yeah,
You know, took him on the road and taught him some stuff. And
right. And Malcolm's got 200 years experience. so, you
yeah,
know.
at least. Yeah. He's like the Mr. Miyagi of pool. So, you know, I guess that makes John Danielson.
There you go. Well, you got out of this one.
Hey, don't jinx him yet.
Mm. Commentator's curse.
Yeah, until the 10 ball's in, you never know. I mean, I don't believe in that. But it does happen.
It's
You know, you get a little nervous.
it's hard not to sometimes when they do it. You know
right.
what I mean?
Right. I mean, you're watching, and you're like, oh, he just ran like 4 amazing shots in a row.
Right.
And you're like, well, that's a game. And then
Right.
they missed a 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
Especially a 10 like that where, you know.
slight angle.
Yeah.
Right. But Jason's been playing good. He's always played good, but he's definitely playing over his level here.
Mm-hmm.
He's pulling it together. His break is better than it's been.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen him. I met him at Ballroom, and then he's been coming here at the Mad Apple to play in some of the, you know, 599 and unders, some of the other major tournaments.
Yeah.
He drives quite a ways to be here.
Wow.
It's kind of amazing. I take for granted that I'm only 5 minutes away.
Right.
Some of these people, they drive an hour to come to some of these weekly
To come
tournaments.
to a weekly tournament.
Right.
That's something.
Maybe that's what I need. It's too easy for me to,
You got-
get in and get out.
You got this nice place here. It's too easy for you to get to.
Yeah. If I had to drive 2 hours, maybe I'd win a match.
That was a good break.
Yeah, he's been breaking good. He made 4 balls on the last break.
He's got a pretty good out here. You get on the 4 right.
Yep, 3 to the 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, he's kind of going to be, well, he can go forward, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to slow roll this in, right? I mean, can you do too much with this?
Well, yeah, I suppose it depends on what you want to do. If you want to slow roll it, go for the corner down here, go forward and try to go to the side. He slow rolled it, so there you go.
Yeah, I know my 500s. I mean, sometimes, right?
I'm actually shocked to see a rotation game.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the Jesters and Knights I've noticed have been 8-ball.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, when he was the Jester, they played 10-ball, 9-ball, 8-ball. People
Yeah.
kept picking different games
Right.
thinking they'd throw him off, but he just wouldn't lose.
Right. When did MH lose?
Let's see. It was after the Brewer game.
Okay. I don't follow.
He went to the Brewer game, and he wasn't feeling real good the next day. Probably a slight hangover of sorts.
Right.
And, it looked like he couldn't make 2 balls in a row.
Mm.
And,
Ooh, a little short. Mm.
yeah, he is a little short for an Englishman. Oh, you meant the shot.
Right.
Oh, my bad. Well, good thing MH doesn't watch these.
I would say I don't know MH. Well, I don't actually know him, so I can't be commenting on that.
He's cool. He's got a real dry sense of humor.
Yeah. No, I've heard it. I've heard him commentate on the Kings a lot, and him and Kendall. It's funny. It's funny stuff,
It is. I mean, and his humor
Ooh.
is. Oh, that's the second time he missed a 6-ball.
Again, he came up pretty short, so now he was
Right.
He got shape, but he was still, and actually he got off angle of the shape. He would have still had to work with it, but
He would have been okay though. Just
yeah,
kind of rolling that
just
in.
rolling in.
Yeah. Makes you wonder sometimes. The things we do when we're playing pool to overcomplicate our game.
Because when you think about it, realistically, it is an easy game. We complicate it.
I like to think that.
Vincent from Pool Color Money said it best. It's just sticks and balls.
Yeah, yeah. It's just balls and a stick.
Yep. Just set up your shot. That's it. What's so hard?
That's kind of funny. Which is, by the way, most people's favorite movie.
Right. Well, you got that one. You got The Hustler.
Yep.
You got Pool Hall Junkies.
Pool Hall Junkies. Oh, and we just got a list. I don't have the screenshot of it.
There's a lesser known one from like Australia called The Stickmen.
Yeah, someone brought that up. So we had a list. There was about 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
And, you got Jennifer Beretta's movie, right?
Right.
She's got a movie out there.
9-ball was it
9
called?
ball,
Yeah.
right. And then there's Stickmen. And then the 3 you mentioned, obviously, Hustler, Color Money, and Pool Hall Junkies. Those are the most well-known. But
think
there was
there's-
like one from India.
I think there's one called Turn the River too.
Yeah, Turn the River.
Yeah.
And then there's a short.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing the passion in pool,
Mm-hmm.
for some of these shows and movies. And they
Well-
just don't really make it big time, though, right?
Well, for the people that like it,
Right.
it's like being a football fan. When people are dead set football fans, to them that's like art.
It is.
Pool is art to us.
Right.
This is like a Van Gogh painting when you see people playing it really well. You know what I mean?
Correct.
To me, anyway, that's the way I see it. So,
Right. Yeah, the hardest part about being on the mic is it's hard not to do eye contact when
I
you're
look at
talking
you,
to someone.
So
So, yeah, the audience can only hear every other word.
I'll make this. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're out. Here, I'll also show you this. So here's the side view, and there's the picture. So you
where
can,
do I gotta go? I gotta
you
get
gotta
closer to you?
lean back, and then you got armrests here. See? Boom.
Okay.
And then you move the mic so that it's nice and comfortable. So you can
I
actually,
gotcha.
you can get comfortable,
Oh.
right? Because it could be a 2-hour match. You got to get comfortable.
There's another armrest. There we go.
Yeah, and then see we're kind of in frame,
Yeah.
and then you're talking right into the mic. You don't have to worry about giving me eye contact. I know you're a gentleman, and
Wow, I was
you're
just
trying to. I
just
know
trying
it's
to be
tough.
respectful. You
It's
know?
tough, right?
I'm a guest in your house here. That's what I was doing. You know what I mean?
We used to do that when we first started, right? We'd talk and then we'd look at each other,
and then you couldn't hear it.
Yeah, it's this commentator thing's not easy. So they do this stuff without looking at each other, and they
Right.
talk to each other for like whole baseball games, whole football
crazy.
games. It's hard to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to Taylor Collar and Corey Peterson commentate on the Kings the other night, and they do a really good job.
Yeah, they're like brothers.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, they're both strong shots. They know the game.
They are,
You know.
especially in Scotch. Taylor's very strong in Scotch doubles.
Oh yeah. Well, he's going to get you where you need to go. You know?
Right.
And he's going to make the shots that you leave him.
Oh.
Rattled.
That is something you don't want to do in rotation.
No.
So that ties it up.
Mm-hmm. 2-2.
Yep. Takes his time, follows through, makes sure. You know, you don't want to do no weird miscue on that.
You
Gift.
gotta shoot every shot the same. I don't care if
You
it's
do.
hanging in the pocket. You really do. I've been a victim of it many times where I got this miscue. Miss it.
So, yeah, there's Caden Hillman,
Yeah.
always playing on table 8. Then you got Ray, his good side.
Ray Skenador. He's the one that put me in losers today. Yeah.
Well, he's a good player, man, and
Yeah.
he won't let up on you. You know that
You know,
is-
he had really lucky runouts, you know, running out on me. He was really lucky. you
yeah,
know?
of course. Yeah, we had him up here earlier.
I've actually played his dad many, many times. I've been playing his dad for years.
Roy,
Yeah.
Roy is awesome.
And Roy's a strong shot,
Right.
super nice guy. Always brings Barry with him. Always got Barry. You know?
Yep. Yeah, it was Barry's birthday on the 21st. They were in Vegas. They just got back today. So Roy and Barry are decompressing from the trip. You
I
know?
gotcha.
Yeah. Unpacking, relaxing. You know how it is. If you get off an airplane, you're like, last thing you want to do is drive somewhere.
Right. That's the best type of break in rotation when you dry break. Leave him nothing.
I mean, so what he did there was called a push out.
Right.
And the opponent has the option to give this back to him now. Would you be giving this back?
No. I'd try to find a safety out of it.
Right. I mean, the one's there.
Mm-hmm. You can hit it.
Right.
If you can hit it, I'm probably not going to give it back to you. Just my personal playing, the way I play. If I can hit the ball, I'm going to try to do something with. I mean,
Right.
he didn't end up terrible.
No. And I mean, when you give up the ball, you're giving up control.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
now
I
he's
mean,
at the table again.
Right.
So,
And you never want your opponent to be at the table. Now, there are times where I do give the push out back. If it just looks like it's way too hard to hit it or it's a weird kick, but you're gambling, they obviously have a plan. Whether or not maybe they overhit it or underhit it, you don't know.
Right.
But
well, yeah. If you have the off the wall, like he pushes to some weird location, sometimes I'll be like, well, I want to see what you had in mind. Then
right.
you do it. You know.
Well, and it worked out, so they're still shooting at this
Yeah,
one.
still shooting the one, but he's got an actual shot on it now.
Yeah, I think he has a clear shot at this.
I think he can. Yeah. Well,
all the way down.
I think it's clear of the 10.
Welcome to the pool on monitors.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you need to get a ruler. It looks like.
I think he can make it.
Yeah.
But to what though?
To
You know what I mean?
yeah,
There's
and
no,
you don't want to scratch.
There's no shape here.
Right. That's a good point. You know, you don't want to just make a ball to make a ball. You should have shape.
Well, he tried for shape. He
Yep.
actually, but he just wasn't going to happen.
Right.
If you were going to do that, you were better off just rolling it in and then coming up with a safety.
Oh, here we got some comments here. I mean, Subkiss is our number one fan. I'm just going to say it right now. Oh, yeah. Subkiss wanted to see you. So I think we took care of that.
Oh, I gotcha. You want to see my ugly mug?
There.
Man.
This is Braden.
Hey, cheers, everybody.
He's labeled as Big Perm because I thought Ray was going to be in here. Sorry. I don't know why I'm trying to piss him off.
Yeah,
I gave him a birthday present for Barry. You know, I'm on his good side, so I got
Yeah.
a little leeway. I could say a few things and get away with it,
Right.
and still make it home tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people that will probably remember who I am. I look a lot different. I'm heavier, no hair anymore, beard. It wasn't like that.
Well, it's been a couple
ago,
years, you
so
said.
Well, even before when I first started coming here, you know,
Right.
it was different. So, yeah.
Well, it's nice to have you up here, and it's
still-
nice that you came back.
Still the same average pool player, the quiet guy that nobody knows about. Not on Facebook or anything, so I'm unknown.
Oh, isn't that nice? I mean, Facebook's horrible sometimes for
I've
the drama.
Never been on it. Don't
Yeah.
care to be on it.
The only reason why I'm on Facebook is because of the Mad Apple Player Society.
Well, it makes
group.
sense. It makes sense. Yeah, I miss out on a lot of tournaments because of that.
Right.
Because I don't, but I got a wife, 2 kids, so I don't get to shoot a whole lot anyway. So,
Right,
you
right.
know.
Yeah, I'm at the tail end of that whole thing.
Yeah, there you go.
My youngest is 17, so
Oh, nice.
I'm starting to get back into pool the past couple of years, and then we got the COVID thing and everything
Mhm.
else, and
Mhm.
it's just been kind of like a back and forth. But I
I-
think everybody makes a return
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
after their kids get older.
You have to.
It's like, it's a written rule.
When you're a pool player, you're a pool player for life. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
Nobody gives it up for.
I thought I gave it up.
Mm.
I mean, I still had my pool stick. It was a Shone from 25 years ago. I had my case, and I don't even know where it was.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, there's a pool hall in Appleton? Let me go check it out. So I ended up playing Kendall Cook, the owner, a game of 8-ball, and I slow rolled everything in and missed the 8, and then he ran out. I mean, I was like, yeah, this reminds me of this is my game. And who was here? We had Barry Chapman was
Yeah.
sitting there.
Yeah.
It was like the peanut gallery.
Another strong shot.
Yeah, a ton of. I was like, oh, this is like, where is everybody? I was like, where's Little John?
Yeah.
I'm like, did I just push pause and everybody's still here?
Right.
It was kind of cool. So yeah, it's good to come back, and as your kids get older and you find
Yeah.
more time, I'm sure you'll find time for pool.
Well, I try. I got a good wife. She lets me practice.
We'll just wait. She'll be kicking you out of the house after a few more years.
Let's hope so.
Well, it's like you got to have a hobby,
Right,
right?
right.
Otherwise, you're at home sitting on the recliner, and you might as well be retired.
Mm-hmm.
And that's brutal too.
Yep.
I tried it for a year or two.
Hmm.
I'm still working off my COVID 40. That's what I say. It used to be COVID 20, but now it's COVID
40,
40.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Call it the pool hall diet, right?
Right.
You play pool, you don't eat, you drink water. Real pool players, the ones that don't spend money.
Right.
Don't eat.
The strong players that don't spend money don't
Yeah,
drink nothing like that.
because they don't have any money.
Now, like me, the 6th Jack and Coke today. You know what I mean?
Hey, enjoy yourself. Yeah.
Hey, 6 Jack and Cokes. I've only lost 1 match, and I haven't been here in 2 years. So
That's what you got to do, right? Helps you get those training wheels off and
Right.
and remember how to ride that bike.
Right. Opted for a bank here.
Yeah.
Well, he got the wrong angle on the 5.
Now, is he going to play a safe or a bank?
I think he's going for it.
Just got to go for
I
it.
think he's
going
going to fire it in. Good shot.
Oh, wow.
Now he's got the 9 sitting on the side. He can play with that now, too, if
That
he
was
wants.
a perfect shot.
Or he can bank again. He's just
Yeah.
going to bank out.
That'll be on the highlight reel.
Yeah. That was a good shot.
Yeah, so bank the 7, and then bank the 8, and then kick at the 9.
Right, yeah.
Let's see it. I got my finger ready for the replay button.
Right.
So what else do we got here? We got Will McHorter says Walk Away Joe is another movie.
That's a newer one. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh, another good bank.
Yeah, that was a good bank, too. He drilled it.
So that's a new one.
Yeah, that's got...
Walk Away Joe.
I can't remember the guy's name. John Hamm? Is that the guy's name?
No way.
Yeah,
How new is this?
The guy from Walking Dead.
John Hamm.
The guy.
He's from...
I think he played Negan on Walking... I don't know these shows.
Well,
but
Hamm was the guy from Ad Men.
that's him. Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, so he's not Negan.
No?
Two different guys.
Okay, different guy then.
Both really good actors. I mean,
No, the guy I'm talking about, he played Negan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not John Hamm.
Yeah, it's a movie about his kid
Let me look that up.
is a player, and his dad's just kind of a loser, road player or a player. And
Walk Away Joe.
yeah, it's not super great, but But it is another pool movie.
Hey, I mean, just think about it. What made pool really popular for a little while? Was it Tom Cruise
Right.
and Paul Newman?
Tom Cruise and Paul Newman. Fast Eddie.
That did it, right?
Yep.
That spawned a whole generation or two of pool players.
When that came out, yeah, that's what made pool come to like ESPN and stuff.
Right.
Was,
It was exciting.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
No way.
Hit it. Horrible.
So that's the second 10 ball he left hanging for Doug.
After making those banks.
So Walkaway Joe is also a Trisha Yearwood song, so it's kind of tough to find the movie. Here we go.
There we go. Real first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
David Strathairn.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
I think that's the kid that's in the movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, that's the guy. That's a different character in the movie.
That's interesting. Let me see who else we got. We got Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
That's him.
That's Negan.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's
see,
him.
I never knew his real name.
No,
Everybody just knows him as Negan.
I didn't
right?
either. Yeah.
He's typecast forever. The guy with the spiked bat that killed. What's his name?
I never watched the show, but that's what I knew him as. So. No, it's one of those. It's a movie. I mean, it's got some pool in it.
Oh, Julian Fetter.
Yeah,
He's the kid, huh?
Yeah, it's got some pool in it.
His hair is perfect. We'll have to. There's got to be something going on there. You got the cowboy. Yeah. So anyway, when did this come out? Let's see. It's called Walkaway Joe. It was released 2 years ago, and I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check this out. Walkaway Joe. Hey, thanks, Will.
All right.
Another movie I need to watch, and it's free on Prime.
It is. Yep. That's where I watched it. All right. This has been a lot of fun.
All right, Braden.
Go shoot.
Good luck in your match.
Good to meet you.
You too.
I'm gonna go see what goes on over here.
Yeah, if you win, like real quick, 3-0.
If I win, I'll come
pop back up.
Oh,
yeah, you're more than welcome, man. And if you're ever bored on any Sunday and you're interested in doing this, we could use some help.
I hear you. All right. Appreciate it.
I'm trying to recruit. There's a free tab in it for you. Come on now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's running. He's running as fast as he can.
Yeah, hold on.
What a nice guy. Braden. I don't remember him. I remember the face. Got to teach him to talk into the mic a little bit more. He'll get there. All right, maybe we can get Ray up here after he's done dinking around with Fong. So anyway, Doug's up 3-2 in a race to 12. 2 of those games were 10 balls hung in the pocket by Jason Parker. Well, so now that he's slopped in the 8, the opponent has the option to give this shot back. I don't know if I'm giving this back, but I think he just gave it to him. He's just like, hey, I don't want to deal with this. I mean, you got the carom. You can make the 6. Got the back bank on the 2 if you're feeling froggy. Supkiss. Yeah. I had to tell him as soon as so when you're in the booth and you're talking to somebody, you have a tendency to want to, look at them. And when you turn your head, this is what happens, right? You turn your head and then you can't hear them anymore until they bring their head back in front of the mic. So once you figure that out and you talk into the mic all the time, you've graduated commentator school. And that's what the OS is all about. Guest commentators, family members, maybe ragging on their brothers or sisters while they're playing, stuff like that. It's a little more laid back than the King of the Hill, which is our feature production.
If anybody's watching, just peep in here. Just say hi.
Yeah, Little John. Thank you. Yeah, we definitely are short a few viewers, probably because of the Packer game. But don't forget to share, send some links out to your buddies on Messenger if they're interested in pool. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And our feature event, again, is Fridays at 7:30. That's the King of the Hill. Yeah, visitors are nice. They give you a little bit of a break. Yep, Will, I'm seeing your comments now. Yep, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yep, we found that. We had to look it up on IMDb to get all that information. Well, he pulled that one out. We have a tied match, 3-3. No hang in the 10 ball there. I think that's going to settle him down after missing a couple of those 10s. Fresh air, yeah. Well, you know, anytime you can open the booth door, you get this breeze of fresh, cool air. Gives you energy for another 20 minutes. And then you're back in the no oxygen booth. Our next upgrade is going to be some kind of a, maybe we can just tap into the air vent, right? I know Kendall is trying to soundproof the booth a little bit more. I think if we put the drop ceiling back in and maybe just a vent that just keeps some air blowing in here, I think we got something. Keep it nice and cool. It's like 66 degrees in the back room. Toasty in here. It's almost a little too cold back there. Great break. Little tough on the one. Probably a kick and stick. If it's hit just right, you can keep that cue ball there. Hit about half ball, so that's going to leave Doug with a shot. And maybe even an opportunity here to run out. I'd be rolling up on this unless the 4 is an issue, but the 2 is right there across a table. 3. I don't see too many issues here. It all depends on this first shot. Nicely done. Nicely done. Good angle on the 2. Might put a touch of right to just kill the roll and come to the other side of the table. If you do too much, you'll scratch in the side. A lot of people put bottom right on that and they get too much. Ooh, that was dangerous. Now, if you put right on that and you cut it thin, you get almost no response. So you got to know where you're aiming it. You got to hit those a little thicker. Let the roll bring the ball in for you. Yeah, he's not a slow roller. I mean, I may have just slow rolled that one in. Just let the cue ball float over for the 4. But when you're feeling it and your stroke's in dead stroke, as they say, you just start kind of popping them in. Nice shot there. For those that have ever played on a valley, you know that shot. You put a ton of English. You hit the rail first. Ball curves in and kicks it in for you. See how tight that cut was. It's not as hard as it looks, especially when the cue ball's that close. Oh. It was a little tough being all the way down on the rail there. This is giving Doug another opportunity here at the rack he didn't previously finish. I think he's going to finish this one. 4 to the 6, roll up, 7 in the upper left, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it's not too bad. Well, I don't like this angle. You're gambling a little bit. And you're probably going to have to settle for the 7-8 combo. Okay, he tried to pull it off the rail with bottom left. It's going to be one of those matches. We're going to go hill all the way to the end. It's going to be a nail biter. Wow. Guys are both shot makers, I'll tell you that much. Doug's not afraid of banking. I think he's probably 90% right now. Shot about 10 of them. Made 8 or 9. Guy can bank. Now this is tricky. You gotta, so you had to hit that hard enough to come back and forth. He put a little left English on it, which deflected the cue ball, causing a thick hit on the 8, which rattled. Now this one is also tricky, right? You cut the 8 in, it's going to go off the 9. That might help you out. See, now I'm just shooting that pocket speed, but Jason wants to bank it, drills it. Nice shot. I'm not even going to try to call it. He might bank it. Look at that. Drills it in, goes back and forth. Must be feeling it. Ooh. Little risky there with the cue, but nowhere near a scratch. Good game, Jason. 4-3. Jason's got the lead again in this match. See if he can keep it. Yeah, he's just knocking them in, Supkiss. Not afraid, both of them. They see a bank. There's not a whole lot of second guess. They just make it happen. Good solid break. Take a look at the overhead. I mean, where the cue ball's sitting, the one is a doable shot with pretty much natural back and forth position on the 3, but you got to make the 1. Then you're sitting pretty good. So I'm not putting a lot of English on that. I'm just trying to make it. Yeah, see, that came out for the 3 nicely. I don't think this left Doug a shot. Little tricky. And I'm not sure, is he going to attempt the crossbank? He did. Hit it well. Got the cue ball out of the way. Touch short. Yeah, I think we're going to see a swerve shot here. Oh, just missed it. Hit it a little hard. Didn't allow the Masse English to spin the ball. If you hit those too hard, they don't spin. So a touch softer, and that would have made the 1 no problem. Heck of a good try. Rolls out for the 3. A little more than he wanted, but nothing a little inside can't fix. Just don't want to get behind the 9 here. Oh, all right, he took the natural shape. Other than the scratch, I didn't see that. That would have been a great shot. Naturally around the 8. He was looking to bounce off the rail and have a little bit tougher shot on the 4. But with ball in hand, Jason should have no problems getting from the 4 to the 5. And after that, it's pretty much a drill. No problem balls. I'll be interested to see what he wants to do with the 6 after this. Yeah, Supkiss. That's how the pool gods work, right? You're fighting your way out of a paper bag, and then you get a scratch. All right, so he drew it back on a nice jelly roll, a friendly bump, as they would say, on the 6, leaving him really in prime position to get on the 7. So you can have a nice angle to go back down table for the 8. Oh, got a little straight. Cue ball wobbled there. Might be a piece of chalk on the table. Haven't seen that yet today. MH has been out here with the machinist level, making sure everything's been good week after week. Just enough of an angle to come back. Beautiful shot. A little sharp on the 8. It's never easy, huh? Oh, I just saw your comment, Supkiss. Yeah, screen froze. Well, I think that might be on your end. It's your satellite dish internet. I'm assuming you're back because you're back commenting. Yeah, he's putting a ton of left on that. I can't tell if it's raining out there. It's really dark. We might have some rain here as well. Send that rain back to the mountain. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like Jason's not really following through with his pre-shot routine. It's kind of like 1 or 2 stroking. A little wobbly. It's working for him, right? But sometimes it's okay to slow down a little bit like that. That was a clean pre-shot routine. Nice follow-through. Stayed down on the shot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a downpour here. Good thing the Packers are playing away. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain on the metal roof in the booth here. She is coming down. All right, Jason to break. He switched sides. Rack looks a little crooked. Oh, that cue ball got funneled right in the side. Ball in hand for Doug. Right. Yeah, we got a storm now. So if the stream goes down, we lost power. And we'll bring it back as soon as we can. But I wish we had an outdoor cam. That's what we need next, Kendall. We need an outdoor cam for the horseshoes and cornholes. Yeah, Jay Parker. He says it's getting bad here. I think he's talking about his game. Don't tell him I said that. So that's Jay Parker in chat. That's the same Jay Parker that's playing. He's a multitasker. Look at that, off the rail. Sits pretty good, though, honestly. I'd be happy for that after that leave on the 3. I hope nobody has their windows open. It's like a monsoon out there right now. Whew. Can you hear that? Here, listen.
if anybody's watching, just peep in here. Just say hi.
Get out of here, John. I got this. ASMR pool. Slight rain. The sound of pockets hitting the back of the balls hitting the back of the pockets. I think we might be onto something there. We'll probably get more than 60 viewers. Yeah, they're still kind of playing around with this 3-ball. Now, I'm playing it safe here, but they've been playing pretty offensive. Yeah, that's a good shot. Just kind of bounce it back and forth. Let Jason deal with it. Nice jump. Got the hit. Unfortunate scratch. Oh, checking out the maps. I don't know. Seemed to settle down. We must have, maybe it's the middle of the storm. Great. So it'll just kind of come back around and around. Well, hopefully it's done raining by the time I leave. That's all I ask. Yeah, I would definitely blame the rain. I mean, if anything's going to distract you. Wow. Pretty good shape on the 6, too. Makes you wonder, you know, sometimes you just miss those shots. Well, hopefully we're going to be fine. I mean, we've had huge storms out here, and they never really get too bad. The occasional gusty wind, tornado type stuff, but we're pretty spoiled in the Midwest. Other than most people probably think the snow sucks. But, you know, honestly, I think a lot of people who stay around this area kind of like the quiet months. You know, when nobody's out on the road, it's snowing, everything's on pause. Joe V. Vermiglio. How you doing, Joe? I haven't seen you for a while. Well, I haven't been in leagues. Someone forgot to sign us up. Me. What are you doing? Getting prepped for the military tournament? Oh, yeah, that's right. Supkiss, you were hit by lightning like 12 times, right? Or more than once? So Supkiss says, I was hit by lightning in Wisconsin in 1955, right next to the Lyyski Observatory, which I've lived here for 20-something years, and I don't even know where that is. Unless that's where the college... Wow. Did you see that bank? How'd he hit that? He didn't call it. I thought he called it. Yeah, because I know they got a college over here. Great bank. Man, these guys can bank. Well, we've got a tie match. 5-5 in a race to 12. We're keeping it real tight. Packers are starting the fourth. Maybe another 20 minutes. People will funnel back over here and watch the end of this match. We got good numbers. but not as good as this morning. Man, we had a ton of people watching. Now, is that rack crooked? Or is it just my eyes? It looks really crooked. You know, it's funny. It looks fine now. It's just my eyes. Here, we could do the overhead. Yeah, that was an optical illusion. That looks perfect. Packers are in the fourth, 14-6. So they didn't win yet, but they're working on it. Good solid pop break there. Lost the cue ball a little bit. Dry. No shot on the one. Take a look at the overhead here. Got Doug's corner on the right. Maybe Mrs. Doug. And Jason disappeared. See, that's what happens when you drink a 12-pack of Diet Mountain Dew. Oh, here he comes. He's got the energy and speed of a young man. Yeah, I mean, I'm pushing out here. There's no sense in trying anything crazy. Ah, he went for it. Most likely called the 7 in the corner. Did Doug score the last game? Yeah, I think you're right, Nicholas. I think it should be 5-5. I'll have to rewind it unless anyone in the chat can confirm that. I thought he tied the matchup with that last 10 ball that he banked in. Probably got so excited he forgot to mark his point. Could get Ray back in here. Looks like he just finished up with Fong or Rose now. I'm not sure. Yeah, we got Ray coming back. That'll be exciting.
Like your favorite band, 98 Degrees?
There, we're unmuted. So Ray asked me, how sure am I that it's 5-5? I told him 98%. Can anyone confirm that? Didn't Doug have 4 before he made that 10-ball bank? Here, let's
Chat room, help us out. How sure are we that the score is 5-5?
Oh, you know what? I think I'm wrong.
That's usually the case.
Okay, so look at this. It's 3-5. He makes the bank, and then it becomes 4-5. See, he even marks it. Yep. Sorry about that.
You had the whole chat room up in a frenzy?
Well, Nicholas said 4-5 because he caught me saying 5-5. Yeah, thanks for keeping, and that's why we do not do scores in the booth anymore. We developed a wireless tablet system that we use at WSPA and on the road as well. So the opponents can put their names, races, Fargos, or AA, Master, whatever their rating and ranks are. And then they keep track of their scores themselves so that we're not up in the booth missing a score. And then there's a huge argument because we didn't know that someone won. So much better. Long story short. Oh, Jason's working on it.
Okay,
And
you don't want to get straight here.
Just to remind everybody, I got Ray back in the booth. Here, we'll go to the side view so you can see him. He's in screen here. Yep. Got his name there. I'm Blue Light Special right here. What's it say for you?
I don't see nothing there. Oh, I saw Big Perm and Blue Light Special underneath you.
Yeah, I'm Big Perm, man. All right.
Has anyone ever told you look like Kachi?
Yeah, you started a huge argument over that. Let's not go there.
I mean, it was on the big screen right behind you when you were playing, and I was like, holy crap. You got the same style, everything, haircut,
maybe
clothes.
60 pounds ago, 20 years ago, and in good light, maybe I could be Kachi. We're both from that area.
Oh, is that same kind of heritage background?
Yeah, I'm kind of a mutt.
All right, so back to the game.
Back to the game.
Ball in hand, 3 ball out. How many times have we practiced this?
Oh, man. You need to practice this. Throw 3 balls out, take ball in hand, and get out every single time.
It should be like 99%. And, man, it never is.
No.
Especially with the lights
Ray in the
down
booth.
on you.
And he's 7 inches taller. That's because I got my chair all the way down.
Yeah, I like my chair down, too.
I like when my feet can almost touch the ground.
My feet flat on the ground. If my feet, all these pool halls have these high chairs so you can see the table.
Right.
But if my feet aren't flat on the ground, I can't sit there for more than 10 minutes without my back starting to hurt.
It's uncomfortable. Yeah, you want to sit. You want to recline. Well, so he got on the 9, right? Now, do you shoot? Let's see. Yep, he just slow rolls it.
Ooh,
Overcooked
hold
it.
on. Okay. Yeah, I would have just rolled that further, put it in the same pocket. But he got good here. That's a feel shot when you're when you're down on that ball. You know if you can stop that or not.
Oh my goodness!
Overcut.
He missed that and scratched. Doug's staring at him like, "Are you for real, dude?"
See that? I like that. They know the Mad Apple. We don't really like giving up any balls, even though it's ball in hand of 10. That's kind of a house rule here. Make them shoot it.
Correct. And I did not explain that to him, but I'm sure it's been
avid
out there.
listeners. Yeah.
Right. So the rule is if you concede a game, you lose that game, which you conceded anyway, and 1 more. Because the fact that it's streamed.
I've seen that rule.
Yeah. Where? Here?
No, in tournaments.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a rule here, though.
It is.
I like that rule.
That's the concession rule. I mean, if you took 1 game away, it'd be equal, right? He already gave the game away, But if he would have just got pissed and swiped those 2 balls and said, "Doug, you don't need to shoot it. I'm mad," rah. Doug would have gotten 2 games on that.
But you didn't tell him that.
I didn't tell him that, so we can't uphold that now.
It's hard to hard to enforce that.
I mean, normally I tell him, and normally Pat's doing the rules too, so. Pat's kind of like been here every weekend for like.
Where is he?
Honestly, I don't even know.
He's great in the booth.
Vacation? He's all right.
Whoa. I was with him in the booth before. We were great.
No,
I'm
just kidding. No, Sunday is Pat Day. 100%. We need more guest commentators like Braden. Braden popped in here earlier.
In here helping out.
Yep.
You're struggling, I heard. Yeah.
Who said that?
So let's go back to the game here.
No.
What are you thinking on this 1 ball?
Highest viewership numbers, most compliments. I can do this solo, but it's not as fun.
Oh, no.
That's the problem.
I was in here in the old days locked in here for 8-10 hours.
Yeah.
And you got to have fun when you're here for that long.
Right. You got to spark it up a little. Different point of view as well is helpful. 100%. Thank you, Ray, for helping out.
No problem. I'm still in the Sunday Weekly. My favorite weekly tournament in the world.
Yeah. Because you win all of them.
It's not because of that.
It's not.
It's because you're here, man.
Oh, thank you.
And so are you and you. And you. There's about 30 people here every week, and it's 8-ball, which is my favorite game. I have the same favorite game as Shane Van Boning.
8-ball is an amazing game played by most people in Wisconsin.
And I work usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
right,
10, 12-hour shifts at the Oneida Casino. I'm a poker dealer, and so when I get off of work, I'm even Fridays usually, but definitely Saturdays, I'm just praying and dreaming and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and that is coming to the Mad Apple on Sunday,
Beautiful.
Waking up to an alarm, and my hair's having you make fun of my hair. And I'm here. I made it.
I didn't
This
make
is
fun
the
of your
dream.
hair.
This is the dream.
I just asked you if you got it permed because it looked nice.
Oh, yeah, that's...
And you
you're
were
right.
offended about the perm. I mean, you just have
perm
curly
is
hair.
kind of feminine,
Isn't
it?
I don't know.
And I'm
Can you even
kind of
say that anymore
really
these days?
masculine. No, well, these are scientific terms.
I mean, you know what I mean?
field
Like,
of
it's okay for a
psychology.
guy to have a perm, right? I mean, I'm okay with it. Envelope. So, Avenue Auto says, Catchy is 7 inches taller than you. I don't know how tall he is. I'm 6 foot. I feel like Catchy's pretty short.
No, he's tall.
Someone Google it.
If you see him in person, he's tall.
Oh,
And,
so he might be like 6'6".
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
I would actually guess 6'5". And but I wouldn't be surprised if it's only like 6'3", 6'2".
Andrew Bundy, big thumbs up. Appreciate it, man. Welcome back. Yeah, Subkiss says rock stars have perms. You are kind of a rock star. I got no exit.
Just let
of
your
this.
soul glow.
Oh, you're thinking, yeah. I mean, that movie ruined perms for guys, I think, right?
Yeah, was it cool before that?
Coming to America? Well,
that's-
yeah, because Subkiss was right. All the big rock stars have perms. Curly hair, long hair. They're not afraid to bust the perm out.
So where do you get your hair cut at? Some people
I go
say
to
you
a-
do your own. Is that true?
Oh, here we go. See, I'm going to pay for this now. Well, if you're
Rumor
gonna,
has it you cut your own hair.
no, I go to a lady who's been cutting hair. She also does my wife and my daughter's hair and color. By now, we've paid for her house
That was a sweet shot there.
because
Little
women's
hard.
hair is so expensive. You know, it's crazy how expensive it is to get it. Like I get a $20 haircut, and I'm okay with it. Whatever, I don't care. Make fun of me, but their haircut plus color is like $300.
Oh,
Yeah. Just wait. Maybe you can have some daughters someday, and they're going to ask you for hundreds of dollars to get their nails done for every little event. You're going to go broke.
well, every time I go to Vegas, and I actually missed it this time, but every time I go to Vegas, I
Right.
intentionally don't cut my hair because my favorite spot, Putters,
Putters.
it's a bar on Eastern and Trop in Vegas.
Okay.
Right next door, there's like a Mexican haircut spot,
Oh.
and it has a big, huge sign, $5 men's haircuts.
Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, you still got to tip 20 probably, but hey, it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just I avoided it forever because it's kind of a joke. It sounds like a punchline, right?
Yeah, $5
And then
haircut.
finally, I was like, I'll try a $5 haircut, and
Right.
it was good.
Yeah, well, they're not there for, no reason. Whoa. Did you see that? Jump 1-9. And he is still shooting, so he called that.
Oh.
Nope. Doug's getting up. I couldn't
Pretty
tell.
sure he's going to still be shooting.
There's the replay. Excellent jump shot. Did not call it, though. So are you
All right,
in the
so
hot seat?
I like the kick here. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I just won the hot seat. Fong had me 2-0. It's a race to 3 today. Lots of players. He had
Yep.
me 2-0 and let me out.
I was
got him
kind of
3-2.
watching that. I was surprised.
Wow, nice shot.
Whoa.
That was a really sweet shot.
So he gets it back
Good
and
kick.
drills the kick. Beautiful.
Now this shot's a little weird. It looks wide open. The three's hanging, but you got some weird traffic-y balls.
I mean, if you hit this medium speed, you're going to have a shot on the 3. You don't have to do anything magical here.
I was going to say that's how a pro hits it right there.
Yeah, he
You
hit
just
it
go,
right.
You go. That's literally how
Yep.
Shane and Tyler and everybody else hits that ball.
He hit it good.
I really do not like shooting that like that, though. That's why I'm not a pro. That's why I go to work.
Joe says he supports the perm. No, that's not what he said. He said, sorry, Chris, we can tell you only spend $20 on your haircut. LOL. I'm there for you, Ray. And then Supka says, wow, beautiful. I'm assuming she's talking about the shot, not the haircut. Can we get off the haircut thing? Who started this?
Always it's you with the hair.
Always.
Yeah, I'm
Always it's me.
I'll tell you, it's a fascinating thing.
Yep.
Look this guy up. He's pretty cool. His name is Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. Oh, are we getting into that?
It's just a real quick thing. So you want to know why I know you were the one that brought up the hair? He said if the field of psychology knows anything, and they don't.
Yeah.
But if they know anything,
If they
for
know
sure,
anything, right.
they know that men care more about things, women care more about people.
Right. I'm sure that's true.
And so when you're looking at my hair and my toenail and all these things
Your
about
toenail. You only have one toenail?
well, you're just noticing things about me and my body and my personality.
Where are we going with this?
That
now?
aren't things. I'm noticing things. I'm
Right.
noticing the pool balls,
Right.
the table, the truck.
Right.
I'm more of a masculine.
Sure.
They would say it's called
Sure.
masculine brain
I'll
type.
take
Yeah.
that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm man enough to take a little.
I just never noticed the stuff until
Criticism?
you bring it up. No, it's not even criticism. It's
Oh.
not. There's plenty of masculine
Sure.
females and there's plenty of feminine males, and it's just a field of psychology. They have their look it up. Trust me, I can go on, but let's get back to
I'm
the
with
game.
you. I understand what you're saying.
If it's ever wanting to date back though and figure out who was bringing up stuff about people and relationships and cats and love, it's going to be you.
Sure.
If the choices are me and you, and if we're talking about things, if we're talking about electricity and cars, and
Oh, wow. He was running that
it's
rack.
going to be me.
No, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I like cars.
I'll tell you what, learning that set me free. The
Right.
big one was my whole life is shaming me because I didn't remember somebody's name. I met him one time. They remembered my name.
But that's a whole different thing, though. Some
It's not
people
different,
remember
no.
faces. Some people remember details.
I
of
remember your
names.
drink. I was a bartender.
Well,
And
see,
guess what? A
that's-
drink is a thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't live.
Well, that's also like if you ask someone directions. Some people will say take a left at the Red Barn, and some people will say you go east on 41, exit 45, and then take a left, right? You know, I mean, it's more logics, and that's not. You can't pin something on that. That's just detail oriented. Some people are. That's not a masculine or a feminist thing. I don't think.
The directions
Not
of
these days.
left, right, no, but the name thing. So
Right,
so
right.
when I've been shamed my whole life
Sure.
for not remembering somebody's name,
Oh,
Jordan B. Peterson took that
right.
monkey off my back and said, "Guess what, Ray?
It's not your
You
fault.
should
Ray.
not be ashamed. You are what you are.
Yeah, it's
you
not your
are
fault. Right.
an alpha male.
Yes.
You're the all-American American. You are
100%.
masculine, and you should be proud that you don't remember everyone's name the first time you meet them.
You
And
know,
the people
yeah,
who do,
they're not
they should
important
also be
enough to be
proud. They just
remembered.
happen to have that feminine
quality.
brain type.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I saw it everywhere I went for about 2 years when I first learned that. It was
So if I forget
amazing.
everything about everything, that's very, very masculine.
No, you want to remember the things. It's like an engineer. So why is it 20-1 engineers?
All right, Avenue.
Why? Yes, Avenue knows what he's talking about.
This is getting
If
weird.
there is a man and there is a woman in this relationship, Avenue knows the choice is clear. The people have spoken.
The people have spoken. The people's choice has spoken. Or what is
Oh, man.
it? People's Choice, or is it the? I forgot what your. See, I don't remember details. I'm becoming more masculine by the second, just sitting by you.
It's not. It's the kind of detail you
It's the
remember.
kind of
if
details.
you remember about somebody's hair or their
Right,
perm, like
right.
you brought up again in the booth just now.
Well, it's good comedy.
It is, and
So-
guess who the best comedians have their focus on people. They don't focus on
You gotta find. You
the
gotta find
engine
something.
of the airplane.
I
Yeah,
mean, there's only so much of watching miss the 4-ball 7 times in a row. Like you gotta bring something else up. It keeps it exciting for me. Although probably very bad commentary.
I wanted to be a comedian for a long time, and I'm jealous that
Oh, you could totally be a comedian. Yeah, you still got time.
I just don't notice as much. Like the funniest stuff is making fun of people, and I just don't notice it as much as most people.
Right. Well, yeah, okay. So, I mean, you got to think of the Seinfeld, right? A show about nothing. That's comedy. Being able to say things that most people don't say because they're trying to be polite. That's comedy.
Ask me what's the key to comedy.
I think you just did. Or you want me to physically ask
yeah,
you?
you ask me what's the key
What's
to
the
comedy.
key to-
Timing.
I knew that. I knew, I should have known that. I forgot that detail. It is timing.
Wow, he took that on. He had an option to give that back. That was an interesting choice.
I mean,
there.
these guys are shooting. When they shoot, the banks are well above 80%. It's pretty crazy. I got tons of replays on just bank shots and kick shots.
So this is a toughie shot. I really hate shooting off the rail, it kind of into the table like this. This is where my extension comes in huge because I get a really good bridge on those kind of shots.
Right.
And he drills it like a world
telling you,
champion.
these
I
guys,
loved it. I
yeah.
love the way he hit that ball. And when you hit a ball good and smooth and clean like
Yep.
that with a good follow through,
Right.
everything, the next ball is kind of just like a hanger. Like this doesn't
Yes.
look like a hanger, but it just is. It's going in the hole.
It is a hanger.
Oh,
How'd you know?
It rolled off.
How'd you know?
Is that MH messing with these tables again?
No, I just told everybody that MH just leveled it with a machinist level. They're perfect.
Somebody needs to level MH.
I think he overcut that. For the record, it was a slight overcut because he used inside English, which if you don't adjust, the deflection will overcut the ball.
Maybe it was a 2-8.
I'm sorry,
Maybe
did I say left English? I meant right. I'm going
Ooh,
to correct
nice,
myself quick.
Nice jumper. This is a little weird. You got to really thin cut the
Yeah.
heck out of this 5. Otherwise, you're
Well,
gonna
and you got to think about the lead.
undercut the 6.
Can you come back and forth with a 9 ball down there blocking your path?
The 5's gonna stay near the hole. I'm really not worried about the leave here.
That's a
I
good
am
point.
all make on this.
Yep, Subkiss. So many tonight. Cliffhangers galore. I knew I'd pay for that perm joke. It wasn't even worth it. How long are you going to make me
There's
pay for that?
people
now?
out there. See, he just didn't hit it then enough. There's people out there who say you've been coming after quite a few people's hair, and so we're all going to get our payback eventually in the comments, in this with the mic.
Well, we were trying to find out if someone was wearing earbuds, but their hair was covering their ear, so I couldn't tell. And then that person went and got a haircut that same day after I mentioned that.
Oh,
Funny story that.
you're right. These guys are firing, and they're getting some pretty good leaves too.
Yeah, I mean, when it rolls for you, it rolls for you. All right, what do you want your name to be? How about South Strip?
I'll tell you what. I always leave it up to the people. Chat room.
Let's go South Strip. That's what you'd. Yeah, what should Ray's nickname be? Other than Big Perm, because he doesn't like that.
I mean, I don't even think girls get perms anymore, do they? Like, I haven't heard about a perm in a while.
There. It is fixed. I apologize. So now when we go to the side view, your name will be fixed. South Strip on the left. Blue light special on the right. See, I embrace the joke that
Drilled
my
it.
parents
I love
met.
comedy.
Yeah, well, it was
Love
so
it.
good. I was trying to tell a deep story about where my parents met, and they're like, "Oh, so you're a blue light special." Boom.
They met at Kmart?
Everybody's calling. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, blue light special. Now, my real nickname is G-Man, G-Money, Wrong Side Chris. Got that one from Phil Moore. The Tool.
Good thing they didn't say clean up on aisle 3 or wherever they met.
Yeah, I don't know if they said that. They probably did at Kmart, right? So Kmart was a big deal back then, man. We were talking about it.
Bigger than Walmart, bigger than all of them. Shopko.
Yeah.
Shopko's gone. Is Kmart gone now?
Yeah, there might be one big K somewhere. I don't want to say there isn't, but it's pretty much done, yeah. Just like there's one Blockbuster left. They did a documentary on it.
The last Blockbuster.
The last,
I saw it.
It was an interesting story.
It was cool. What was that? Redbox and Netflix just made them obsolete.
Yeah, but nothing beats going to Blockbuster and digging through the pile to get that Die Hard movie that you've been wanting to watch. I mean, people get in fights for those movies in that box, right? You run in and grab it because the new releases were never on the shelf, so you had to fight for the movies. Was that a good thing? Pretty exciting.
At Blockbuster, I don't remember that. I remember.
Yeah. When you walk in, you had to run.
Oh boy!
Oh wow, that's unexpected.
Yeah, he played a couple sweet shots to get there, and then probably missed the easiest one. And
I think he's
left it.
rushing a little bit.
Yeah, I think he just did that again on the last 10 ball.
Fires them all in, slows down for the 10 ball, and misses. I don't know what to say. Ah, okay. Supka says the Kmart here in New York became a bowling alley. That's pretty cool. Be a big-ass bowling alley. So,
Well, that's automation. The robots are coming.
the bowling alley?
Just getting rid of all these businesses. And yeah, bowling too. Google
Well-
it. Google robot.
I mean, one
Whatever
would
you
say
want.
that Kmart was the killer of mom and pop shops back then, but that wasn't true. I kind of consider Walmart now a local store. I know, right?
A mom and pop.
I mean, it's got people working there.
Does it? Does it?
It does. Think about the software designers and engineers and networking people that have to install all that stuff. Camera systems, phone apps so that you can check out, do pickup orders, delivery orders. They just shifted from a job nobody wanted to a skilled job.
And the equal amount of jobs or like 10%?
I'd probably
of the
say
labor?
less. Yeah,
Yep.
it'd be
There's-
less.
they're
I
not-
mean, yeah,
A lot less.
a lot less jobs that nobody wanted.
And the funny thing is they always say, "Oh, just learn to code." They're telling truckers and retail drivers, "Learn to code."
Well, truck drivers are in high demand. Holy cow! I
For
saw
a minute, for the time being, that ship is sailing soon.
Oh, I'm sure. But, I mean, you can easily get 6 figures as a trucker right now. I'm not saying it's a great job. I'm not saying it's a job that I could do well. But the money's there. Where's Justin when you need him? Let's get his opinion.
Oh, I know lots of truckers. They it's
Is it one of those things where the existing truckers don't get any money, but the new ones get all the money? That would probably piss some people off.
I don't know lately how the money part of it's going, but
Right.
I did know quite a few numbers back in early 2020 before the pandemic, and the average trucker was a 45-year-old white male, and it was the number one job in 29 states.
Yeah. It's coming back. People need their stuff. Supply and demand, right?
And back then, nobody had really seen
Ooh, that was a
the
nice
automated.
shot.
That was sweet. Yeah, with thin shape back over here.
Yeah, perfect.
Just this is. I don't want to say stop. You're gonna have to move this first shot.
Yeah, it's hard to see the angle. I think the cue ball is going to slide over to the right.
Just gonna play it with high and try and go in and out of that hole between. Yep, perfect, just like
Beautiful.
that. And now you're looking.
Now, do you go
Looking
2 rails
sharp.
off this 6, or do you use inside?
I like this with inside, but it's a choice. You can go play it outside and dodge the 9, or inside dodge the 10.
I don't mind inside, other than sometimes I hit him bad.
Ooh, okay, he needs to bounce out. All right, he's
He
all right.
used inside on that, which
He-
is strange because
he
it
did.
didn't take.
It didn't take, and this cue ball is my least favorite cue ball on the bar table. I love it on a big table, but that's a shot a lot of times where this cue ball does what it wants to do. You put outside on it.
Ooh, yeah.
All right,
Man, he's
Work it out,
gambling
man.
here. He's
Work it out.
gambling.
and it doesn't pick up as much of the spin off the rail, just like that shot right
Right.
there where he had it with outside. It looked like he hits it real good. You can see the dots spinning sideways like crazy.
But you
and
gotta
it
hit
didn't
him
catch
good.
that much. Oh, short side. Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Just 100% make. You make
Yeah.
this ball, you are dead on the 10.
Yep. You shoot the 10 in the upper right then, natural, or do you draw it for 10 in the
No,
side?
natural.
Yeah.
I'm just rolling this ball in. Center ball,
Keep
maybe
it
a little bit
simple.
high.
Right.
Play it. You really want to play at pocket speed because this is the shot you can miss, and the 10 ball is almost unmissable.
So he kind of stunned it. Went from top to stun in the middle of a stroke. I saw that Q-tip change. It's
It
never
looked
a
weird.
good-
The way, it wasn't just a smooth follow through level.
Right. It's like you change your mind in the middle of your stroke. You got to get back up. You got to reevaluate. Don't change from draw to follow in the middle of your backstroke. Oh, that's a 50-yard liner.
See,
Huh?
on that shot, I would have hit that a lot harder because if you on that same exact line, you can go into the rail and out, and you have a huge window there. He was trying to get kind of perfect without touching that bottom rail, but you can touch the bottom rail and still be fine and hit harder too. Wow, he's cutting this to the corner.
Oh.
If this stays okay, he's going to leave real tough shots.
See how much English you put on that?
I think he did that intentionally to send the cue ball down table and create distance.
Okay, in case he
And
missed.
he hit it. I call it banger speed.
Right, right.
He hit it banger speed where if he misses the 10 ball, it's going to go nowhere near that pocket.
Right.
And it actually went center rail all the way down the table. It was perfect.
Or simply he didn't want to scratch in the side and put a little left on it, but it really took off on him.
If this goes 2 times, yep, he sold the farm. That is not the speed you want to shoot that shot.
Brutal.
You just went to the pawn shop. You sold the farm, your firstborn, everything. When you're banking that ball at that speed, because the 2 times don't count. No, it's 10 ball. There's no slop.
Right. Nope. But, I mean, you call your pocket, but that wasn't the pocket.
Yeah.
Well, here, watch the replay on that cut.
Okay.
So I think he used a little bit of inside, left English, to try to
Ton of
avoid the
inside,
scratch. Look how much.
A lot of inside. Yeah.
Which made him undercut it because of the deflection. Just because you're using a low deflection and shaft doesn't mean there's no deflection.
Well, this was going to be a tough shot regardless. And he said, okay, if I'm shooting a tough shot, why don't I hit this with speed where there's a good chance that the balls will separate and I won't, leave the 10 in the hole.
Right.
And it paid off. Man, it paid off.
I mean, he got it back. Payoff was real. So I found a good way. There's like a kick the chair all the way back,
What?
and then you
Try
kick
that.
your feet on the wall, and then it's almost like a recliner. Oh, yeah. There we go. I could do
You
this.
can get your feet flat.
Yes. And you push back a little bit. I just learned this. Circulation of my
Here.
legs has
I'm
come
here.
back.
I'm
Yep.
here with you. I love it.
Yeah, then you adjust the mic, you use the armrests. Yeah, I'm
still
good
like
here.
a foot taller than you, but this is way more comfy.
Yeah.
And
Anything I can do to help. And we're centered. Look how much better that is.
Nice.
Peace. Everybody does that on cameras nowadays.
So Jason and Doug, where did they fill out one of the things? Where are they from? Did I miss?
Neither one filled out a questionnaire.
Okay.
So I don't know where anyone's from. I look for Jason, and I look for him every week, and I never find it. And I don't believe Doug filled one out. If you want to look, it's on that PC. But I'm telling you, I looked.
I'll just do a quick Fargo search. Usually the city's next to your name on there, right?
Sometimes. Only if there's two people named similar.
Fargo is very useful and really accurate compared to the rest of the competition. But, man.
Facebook might be good. You can look up Doug on Facebook. Probably have some information on where he's from.
Jason Parker from Wisconsin. He's from Wisconsin.
He is from Wisconsin, yeah. He goes to a lot of the ballroom tournaments, so he's somewhere over there. And sorry, Jay, if I forgot. Pat usually goes out there and asks a few questions.
You're not going to believe this. Doug is also from Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're both from Wisconsin.
Cheddar makes it better.
Well, you know what? I think one of the only players that wasn't from Wisconsin was Mike Gaines, being from Illinois. Everybody else is either from Milwaukee, Green Bay, somewhere in the middle of Wisconsin, Portage. A lot of pool players in Wisconsin. A lot of good ones. Ooh. Sold out on the point. No good.
He saw those three blockers. He says, if I can get behind those three blockers, I'm golden.
Yeah,
and he
good to go.
Just hit the point, the outer point.
Well, you know what they say.
Every ball is a rail.
That is true.
It's so true. Hold on.
I've seen that shot a few times. He's hitting them right with draw, but the right English just was not there.
I'm telling you, this cue ball does not like taking a lot of English off the rails, especially off of a quick rail like that after you make the ball.
Yeah, I've done it though. I mean,
It can be done.
Yeah.
I've seen Shane do it, but the rest.
You don't have to be a pro to do it. I can't blame the cue ball is what I'm saying. Not 100% here.
And I'm saying you can.
Well, okay.
Not 100%.
I mean, if he would have stroked that, I think he could have got it back there, but it still was the wrong shot because it would have crashed into the 8, 10, and not 6. So top probably was a better option for that shot.
This is a delicate shot here. You want to get as straight as you can on the 6.
Beautiful.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, sometimes just rolling them in, right? Take a little harder shot on the 7.
Yeah, I'd go ahead and roll this one in too, and you want to roll forward. I'd say a couple inches. Looks like he's trying to stun over. I wouldn't even try and do all that because if you get on a good line for the 7, it's natural. That's a pretty good line right there.
Yeah.
It's natural to just make this and come out of that rail, and now you got a straight in 8.
Well, you saw he cheated that side pocket as much as you possibly could. So now you got a 7 ball.
Yep.
And you got to put top on this.
Top with just a hair of outside.
Just come back down table for the 8.
Come back about where the 7 is, just a little bit past where the 7 is, and you're going to be straight in on the 8. So you hit it a little light. You wanted to come back a little bit past where the 7 was speed-wise.
Right.
And you would have been dead straight. Now you got to make another little mini test.
Yeah, because you can't just slow roll this. You'll get on the short side of the 9. You got to pop this in, come off the rail.
It's right in the middle of a slow roll and a pop.
Yeah.
He chose to fire it.
Oh, no. Ball in hand for Doug.
And in general, that is the choice. Even though it didn't work out there, if your choices are slow roll or fire this thing and stun it in and out one rail, you want to go aggressive with that. You want to go down swinging your sword.
Yeah, maybe not as hard as he hit it. Oh, okay. We got some information here. Subkiss says banger speed indeed. Mission Impossible for 1 ball. Jason Garcia says Kenosha for Doug. So Doug's from Kenosha. So he came about.
Whoa. Okay.
Ooh, that's a drive. That's
Another,
about an
another
hour
half
and
an inch,
45
and
minutes.
that's a tough shot on the 10 there. Yeah, Kenosha, yeah.
Yeah, he's got that, though. So that's another one for Doug. So yeah, Kenosha for Doug. Don't blame the cue ball, Subkiss says. I like Subkiss.
Somebody's on my side. Come on.
Well, who? Oh, Avenue. You got Derek on your side.
The measle ball on a bar table. I have been holding my tongue on this for about 3 years now. It just doesn't belong.
It's fine. Now you got to have the real measle ball. You can't have the Chinese knockoff, which if enough
Yes,
gets
those are
stolen,
worse, yeah.
you don't know what you got anymore because things get replaced. But this is the cool part about all this. Long story short, new diamonds, new racks, new balls, new cue balls, November, Mad Apple. And I think he's getting a new set, the ones that Zach likes. And I can't remember what he had. They weren't, I don't want to guess. I don't know if they were Cyclops? Which, I got to, Zach Marquardt's probably not watching.
That don't sound right.
No.
I do really like the Cyclops balls. The originals.
Yeah.
Not the original cue ball, but the second edition of that cue ball. Probably my favorite cue ball.
Well, maybe he brought in Predator balls. I don't know. Whatever Zach brought in, they're like the new balls that they play with on the Pro Tour. For the Predator, for the Match Room, for almost everything.
Hold on a second.
But
here.
the colors were right.
This might be a quick game.
Well, you
One.
can't.
Wow, he fired that in.
There's
He's
no
firing.
early 10 balls.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So it just spots back up. and
Yeah,
keeps
so you can
shooting.
continue to shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that rule. Because I got to, being in the booth for longer is never.
My favorite rules.
Yeah.
And I ask people to gamble like this all the time. If you guys want to play this way, I will gamble you as cheap as you want.
It's a good
I like
game.
10 ball. I like to play 10 ball with
okay.
9 ball rules.
Nice.
Short sets, like let's say a race to 3, and we play
Sure.
double for the skunk.
Double for the skunk.
Yeah. And so it really doesn't matter what
That's if it's
you're actually
hill.
betting.
Or double for the skunk.
Double for the skunk.
Oh,
So
not-
if you do a race
not
to 3,
packet and racket and jacket and all that.
no. Let's just say me and
Okay.
you were playing, and we're
Right.
playing for $5.
Sure.
I've played this game many times, and you would be shocked. It doesn't matter what your actual bet is.
Right.
You really don't want to get skunked.
Yeah, because then you lose 10. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's really hard to come back from
Right.
losing 10. And when we're drinking beers afterwards, having, just chit-chatting and watching the next game,
Right.
we're talking about how many times I skunked you. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I
that's-
won $40, but
Yeah.
but I never got skunked. But you're almost always high pressure.
Well,
Doesn't matter who goes up 1-0.
If you win one game, that's already saving you $5 in your example. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because if you lose all 3 and you don't even get one in, yeah, that's hard to come back one match at a time.
It's
A little tricky.
sounds a little crazy, but
It's a little
man,
tricky.
I'm always trying to recreate pressure situations. I hate pool where there's no pressure. That's why I generally don't play for free. I notice when I do play people for free, almost everyone I play for free, there's just a vibe. You can tell that we're playing for free,
Right.
where they're not playing their sharpest game. I
No,
don't care how
you-
good they are.
You need something.
If they're not playing if they're not playing their heart out to beat me every game,
Right.
every ball,
Right.
then next thing you know, I become a duller knife. I am not playing my sharpest to beat you every game, every ball.
Right.
And so I just don't like any of that.
Right.
I'm
right.
out.
No, you're right. And that's why I'll play Larry Ryder in his ring games for quarter a ball.
That's fine.
Because even a quarter, when you're playing with 6 people, is like $1.25 if you drop a money ball, right? So you drop a few money balls, you're up $5 or $6. And now it's a little bit of money, but it makes you go through your pre-shot routine. It makes you focus on the shot. It makes you do a couple more practice strokes. You know what I mean? If it's for fun, you're just banging balls around. So Jason Parker tuned in and said, it's not frustration, just don't have any focus right now. I don't know if either one of us
Jason
said it was
Parker?
frustration. Yeah, the guy.
The player.
Yeah.
He always listen a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe before I got here, you said
Subkiss.
frustration.
Oh, I see. Subkiss right before that said he has to shoot hard out of frustration. Oh, so he was talking to Subkiss. Okay, that makes more sense. Subkiss says money makes things serious. I mean,
I love gambling.
honestly, we said 1,000 words and she summed it up in 4. I think that's a skill we need to figure out.
So I was, this is before Fargo, but I was probably something like a 450 or 500, and I was playing about 4 nights a league.
Yeah, overplaying sometimes, right?
Yeah, well, I was just kind of rediscovering pool. I didn't play for 15 years till I was about 25, and then I played when I was a little kid, and then I jumped in a league, jumped in another league, and next thing you know, I wanted to get better. I wanted to get on that top shooter list, and I really wasn't showing much improvement until I started gambling versus better players.
And that's what brought
generally
you
was
up.
getting beat down, but I was getting better. And I would gamble for as cheap as they would let me, and it was a true win-win. They won some money. I created a sharp knife. I became a hammer instead of a nail. And all boats rise. And that's what gambling did.
It kind of goes.
Yeah,
there's a 50-50 with that. And I'm not disagreeing with you. But I've walked into pool halls where I haven't played for 20 years. And the first thing I get is some 650 player telling me, I need to play him for money or I'm not going to get any better. Well, I don't think that's the case. I think you're just looking for an easy mark. So there's a 50-50. I think you do need to put something on the line to speed up your progression. Because if you're in a rut and you're just banging balls around a table and it's not really fun and you're not getting any better, I mean, number one, get some training, right? I don't know how you feel about training, but I think if you get the right coach and just get some lessons, right? Mental, physical, pre-shot routine, stance, maybe just a tweak to your backhand, whatever. Get over that, which is going to make you worse for a little while, and then come back strong and get another 50 points in Fargo. I think you just got to go back and forth. And you lose some points and you gain 25 points. You lose some points, you gain 25. But you got to practice. I think a lot of it has to do with practicing, and it's called what? Perfect practice. I know a lot of people throw that term around. But just playing somebody 8-ball and banging balls around is not practice. If anything, in my opinion, that's making you worse. I think you need to actually throw some drills out. You need to work on shots that you're having trouble with. And I learned this from Matt Strong. If you miss a shot in a tournament, get a piece of paper, write it down, draw a picture of it. And then when you're alone, practice that 100 times from the left and the right. And make sure that you won't miss that same shot again. Jeanette Lee said it best. I make a mistake one time. That's pretty powerful when you think about it. Because she learns from her mistakes, unlike me, where I make the same mistake 25 times, and I still don't learn.
So I'm going to add on to that. I loved that. I loved it.
Sure. I appreciate it.
Have
Came
you
from the heart.
Yes.
It came from my feminine side.
That's more the brain, but
Sure.
So Malcolm Gladwell is a known author, and he is famous for. Well, one thing he's famous for is talking about how to become an expert at anything.
Sure.
And his theory, his book called Outliers, which I read, and I don't read many books.
Outliers? Okay.
Yeah. Was talking about people of significant greatness and how they got there. And he's saying it's 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. That's
Deliberate.
the term. Yeah, not playing for free. Deliberate practice can easily be recreated if you gamble. If you're in
you got to
gambling.
put something that makes you really try. Something's got to be on the
and
line.
it makes your opponent too, because like I said, I've been in
Right.
many games where I'm
Right.
playing my hardest,
Right.
and I can just feel my opponent isn't if we're playing for free, and so
Sure.
next thing you know, I don't like playing for free anymore.
Oh, nice attempt at the breakup there. Got snookered.
But yeah, 10,000 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
It's
I mean, that's like
40.
Yeah, what is that?
If you work 40-hour work weeks, and you get it all deliberate practice, it's about 7 years.
7 years full time.
Full time, yeah.
And that's for most people who have a job and a family and other things that are taking most of those 24 hours a day from you.
If you read the book, it's amazing because
So does that mean I won't get better for 14 years? Because I'm only half time in it?
and that's only if you do deliberate practice.
Deliberate,
if
perfect
you're,
practice. Right.
Yeah, if you're playing pool, if some of your pool is not playing hard, making you a duller knife, that's how I think about it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Then it's
Duller knife.
wasted. It's
Right.
wasted hours.
I despise playing people for fun before league. It's the worst thing for me. You're either watching them run racks on you, which is making you not want to play, or you're not getting in stroke and you're not practicing. You're just banging balls around. So I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I agree with it. But I think a lot of people downplay the importance of practice. And what you're saying is 10,000 hours. I mean, that's a little steep. I mean,
To become an expert. I'm just not talking about getting better. This is
right.
saying to become an expert at anything.
But there's also a
Computers,
youth
singer.
aspect to it, though. Like these young kids like Fedor and Shane and some of the younger people that started when they're 8, 6, 7, and they got their 10,000 hours in before they even really got a job, while their mind was moldable, while everything was just no fear. There's a difference. You can't just do that at 30. In my opinion, I don't mean to be
It's harder.
a
It's
downer.
harder. I
It's
think you can.
it's a lot harder, right? I mean, you have other priorities in life, right? So how do you focus on something?
You decide what your priorities are.
Right. Well, I think a
Could
realistic
you
thing for
practice
me.
more?
Well, yes.
So could I.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I have a realistic view on this. I feel like a good goal for me would be maybe a AA. Like, you know, I'm
more of
okay with a
numbers guy.
AA.
What does that mean?
A AA is like a 550. I think I can raise my Fargo up 100 points with practice and some dedication and some deliberate practice, as you said, right? I think that's real. Like, I'm not going to be in the Mosconi Cup, right? Most everybody here isn't. I don't think anybody is. Maybe Caden Hillman. He's young. Sorry, Ray. You're never going to be in the Mosconi Cup.
Everybody who made the Mosconi Cup had people like you saying they're never going to make the Mosconi Cup.
I know.
Every single person.
I know. So use that and make me the bad guy.
Use
and
your
go
haterade
do
as
it.
fuel.
All right. But I'm just being
But yeah,
realistic.
the odds are against everyone,
Right.
including Shane,
Right.
including Filler, who
Well,
you know.
Shane, though, he practiced and he came from a family of champions. It's a different story. Efren Reyes played since he was a little kid.
Everything's different.
He
Nothing's the
lived-
same.
He lived in a pool hall. He slept under tables. He worked in a pool hall. His grandparents owned a pool hall, something like that. He had the right opportunities at a young age.
If you read this book, Outliers will blow your mind. All
Okay.
these people that we think are great,
Yeah.
the Beatles, hockey players, Bill Gates, like all these people
Sure.
who are outliers. The name of
Sure.
the book, success-wise,
Well, Bill Gates.
all got their 10,000 hours in early.
That's right time, right place.
Much earlier than their competition did.
Sure. Okay, so I'm just saying.
And
There's
so
something
they
to
were already experts.
being
And like
young.
you said, timing,
Whoa.
man. Nice
Did you see
shot.
that?
No roll, yeah.
We're going to replay that. Really bad roll, but amazing jump shot.
So it looks like he didn't have to get over the whole ball here. So he shouldn't. I would say he shouldn't have jacked up that much, and that's
That
what
would've
really
prevented
got
it.
him
Yeah,
English going that way.
good point.
When you got to just barely get over the ball, you really want to not jack up at all.
Right.
You know, not. We're talking like 15, 20, 25 degrees.
Right? Not
And-
too much. Almost like a full cue jump back in the day. You just want the cue ball to elevate up and level out, settle down on the table. He was drawing that jump shot. Is it another one for Doug?
Yeah, Jason can't catch a break.
Wow.
At the end of these racks.
10-6 in a race to 12 here at the Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company, Appleton, Wisconsin. In the booth with me is Ray South Strip Skinador, and I am Chris G. You like that?
Did they say they called you the G-Man?
Yeah, that's my new nickname, G-Man, because nobody can pronounce my last name. I'm okay with it. G-Man.
How
Chris
do you
G,
pronounce it? You can pronounce it. How do you
Guntanis.
Guntanis.
It's 3 syllables. Guntanis. Yeah, it's tough, though. Someone will say it right one week and then butcher it a week later. So, it's just like you've got South Strip, right? That's easy. South Strip. Can't mess that up. I know when I first met you, I was confusing Ray and Roy quite a bit when I was trying to figure out who's in the tournament, but I was fresh, right? I wasn't remembering names properly. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and you're generally pretty good at remembering names. Some of us are not.
One more dig.
It's not a dig. It's okay to be feminine. It's not a dig at all. This is just the field of if the field of psychology knows anything, they know this for sure.
I just did like a 10-minute intro with your name proper, and you're bringing up the big perm thing again. I tried, man. I tried. You brought that up. All right. Anyway, let me get to some of these comments. I've been ignoring some of these. Oh, look at that 2-ball.
Bad, unlucky scratch.
Yeah.
There.
Well, this is an opportunity for Jason. So Supkiss says, well, other than money makes things serious, which I thought was a really good way to sum up what we were, babbling on about. Money makes. I learned via online lessons, some of which are excellent. Like the Terminator. I really enjoy watching Darren Appleton and the Terminator do their online thing. They have YouTube channels. And the Terminator, Niels Fyan, actually has a whole pool school that you can pay for. But even his free stuff that he puts on YouTube, he'll talk about the focus and how to not miss shots and how to go 2 rails and get a leave. And he'll explain it in detail. And he does a really good job at it. Some people can't teach very well. They can play, but they can't teach. And when you find somebody that clicks with you, that you understand, that's getting improvement, you stick with it. Doesn't matter who it is. That's a good point, Supkiss.
Yeah, I've taken a ton of lessons from a lot of different people, and every single one of them, I could rate who I think is better and worse, at least for my style of learning.
It's a personal thing. Right.
Yes, and but I guarantee you, I would, in hindsight, pay double for every single lesson I got, because I learned at least one thing I could take with me almost forever from every single one of my lessons that I got.
Right.
And some of these players were amazing world-class names,
Right.
And some of these players literally don't play better than me. But
they can explain things in a way that made sense to you.
Unbelievable. And they know things that I didn't know.
After that 6 ball, coming back to that 8, that's brutal. Pretty good leave.
Well, Jason he's been firing away. He needs to fire this away in the hole.
Yeah, if he doesn't pick up,
getting out of hand.
He won't be back Sunday. If he doesn't pick up his end here.
I don't see a great shot here. Yeah, offense.
Yeah, offense.
If it's close call, go offense. Boom. 50-yard line.
I don't mind this though. I would be spinning this in with a ton of right. That's just me.
I'm hitting it with a hair of right and low speed, kind of like that. That speed's good.
That's what I'm spinning it in. I'm not using speed. I would have tried to been closer. Ooh, that seemed like a little frustration.
No need to fire that hard.
But it went in.
I have one of my best friends, Lance Dillenberg, big tournament, the biggest tournament in Vegas every year, B player tournament. It was called the Doc Hill in Vegas. for a long time, all they had really was A and B players. So he's in this big B player tournament. He's on the bubble. Everybody's watching, roped off, 1,000 eyeballs, and he was down like 3 or 4-0.
Right.
And he got an easy money ball just like that to end it, and he fires it in just to because he is frustrated and to kind of like
Been there.
send a shock through
Yeah.
your opponent's soul.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
A lot of pros
I'm
do
coming.
shoot that last ball hard.
but then he stunned it over to an impossible scratch almost,
Oh,
and
man.
ended up getting skunked.
So
losing
you got to
6-0.
learn something from that. Don't do it. But there's something to be said. I watch a lot of these pros. Like I was watching who was playing in the finals in the Open yesterday, the Michigan Open. It was Aloysius Yap, and
One of my favorites. Yeah,
Capito.
that sounds right.
Yeah. And there's something I know about a lot of these players. Ooh, I think that was a miscue. They'll run a rack. They'll get down to the 10 ball. They were playing 10 ball. And they'll fire that last ball in. Like, stun, perfect center ball, boom, cue ball moves an inch, sometimes, rolls natural. They do it for two reasons. One, I think it's like an ego boost, right? It's a confidence builder, like you were saying, puts a little fear into your opponent's heart. But also, they don't want to take any chance of a skid or some kind of weird thing rolling off, piece of chalk on the table. They're not slow rolling the last ball in, is my point. They're putting a good stroke on it.
Yeah, it's called a cinch stroke. You ever heard of that?
A cinch draw. I heard cinch draw from Earl Strickland.
Probably the same thing. Yeah. So
Okay.
cinch stroke. The cinch is there's a scratch.
Oh man, he's not getting any. He looked a little frustrated there when he was breaking his fingers to get that ball out of the hole.
So the cinch stroke is how do you hit a ball? Let's say you have ball in hand on the 10 ball,
Right.
nothing else on the table. How are you hitting that ball? And by when I say how are you hitting it, I'm talking about more like the speed kind of,
Right.
So are you going to roll that ball in? Are you going to hit it 100 miles an hour?
Whoa.
Oh boy.
A lot of times when I get ball in hand, if it's the last ball, I just roll them in. But
And
that's a
no
mistake.
good. That's no good.
Yeah.
That's what you're seeing the pros not do.
Right. Because I've had stuff happen where you accidentally get a little bit of chalk contact with the object ball and the cue ball, and then you get what's called a cling, and it'll stick and it'll jump on top of the ball. And what you're saying is this cinch stroke, not synth, cinch stroke will prevent that kind of stuff from happening and basically make the shot more of 100%.
Yeah, it's a great thing to practice. Practice your cinch stroke, and the main
Yep.
thing you're looking
hard to
at when you
say.
do that is your speed.
Yeah. So like a medium speed, a little bit of draw.
It's and that's personal. That's up to
Okay.
you. It can be medium. It can be hard. It can be medium hard. It should not be soft, and it should not be max. Obviously,
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
But it should always be there. Like
Should
when
always-
you're down shooting your 8 or you're shooting your 10.
Right.
You don't want to be like random speeds.
I like
on
to
these-
stay away from follow on my last ball because I feel like I get more clings when I do follow if you hit it at the wrong speed. Like the cue ball will climb. It'll climb the object ball. I don't know if that just happens to me. I'm sure it happens to others out there. But it's brutal when that happens and you miss a money ball. Right? You lose a game because of it. So what you're saying is more of a stun shot, maybe a tip below center.
No,
medium
I'm not
speed?
saying that.
No?
I'm saying a cinch stroke. I'm talking about the speed of the velocity of your cue.
Right. So it has nothing to do with English.
Not really.
More about the
Again,
speed.
it's personal. The English you
Personal.
put on it is
Yep.
kind of personal. A lot of people like low ball, so they're putting low ball on their cinch stroke.
Okay.
Or a medium low ball.
Well, Doug's on the hill. So he's
Yeah.
about to cinch this match.
This is the hardest game to win for a lot of people. That last game.
All
I
right,
always ask, what's your hardest game to win? What's the most pressure? First game or last game?
both.
I always say, for me, it's always the first.
First one, yeah. I don't mind winning the last one if my leaves are going good and I'm feeling confident. Boom, boom, boom. Keep her rolling. But yeah, the first one would be tough, right? Say your opponent wins 3 on you, and you just can't get that first game. That's so much pressure. So Supkiss says Jason's hitting too hard. Scratch again. Randall Smith. He disagrees with Ray.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one, Randall. Anytime you disagree with Ray, you're going to get an earful.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
He might be
actually.
disagreeing with me.
I love it.
I am 40, so he's disagreeing with me. I am 40, and I have raised my game considerably in the last 3 years. And I'm not saying that with the right coaching and practice that you're not going to get better. I'm saying the expectations of being, say, a professional pool player.
That would be absurd. If you said that,
tough.
that would be absurd.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't give yourself any credit for not saying something absurd.
Sure, fine. I'll take that.
Now go ahead back to the criticism of you.
That's
it.
it.
Let's
That's
do
it. We're done with that.
It was just getting good. It was just getting good.
Well, yeah. Anytime you
So
agree
they were
with Ray,
saying they were saying
you're
the
going to make
sky-
a friend.
The limits that you were putting on the whole room and the chat are
They're
no
not
good.
limits. They're just realistic.
You said nobody here is playing Mosconi Cup.
Well, there's some odds to that statement.
And you said maybe Caden and
Okay,
you were
because
thinking
Caden
only
is
because
young.
of youth.
Yes, I do
You had
believe
one factor.
even Tyler Steyer played when he was really young, and he made all the right choices. He ended up playing with Larry Neville. They kind of had like a pool table, right? I think he lived there, and it was just like, can you imagine that? Just like pool every day. All these excellent players, right? He's just soaking it up. He's at the right age. He's hitting them well. He's practicing. He's got the work ethic. It's not just physical. It's mental. It's health. He's putting it all there. It's the full package. But youth is the beginning of it all. That's why a lot of these Chinese Type A players are so good, because the government actually supports them at a young age. Now, I get it. I'm not saying just because you're 40 you can't get better at pool.
That would be absurd.
That would be absurd.
If you said it,
I would
I'd be
never
all
say
over
that.
you.
I would never
That's
say
not
that.
going to help your case any.
Exactly.
Your case is...
So can we just leave it there, because I didn't say that? You're going to CNN me.
Well, you're prefacing it with you're saying something logical that makes a ton of sense, and using that as some kind of defense for what you said, what you did actually say that made a lot less sense.
You're right. You're right. Hey, communication is not my finest, most strong, suit here. Look at that.
Okay.
Tough shot on the 5.
We got to figure this rack out here.
This rack is
does
impossible.
Does the 6 go in the corner?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. So 5 to the 6 is a nightmare.
Here, let's look at the overhead. I don't believe the 6 goes. So, is there anything to be gained by making this 5?
Yeah, I wouldn't even try to make the 5. I would definitely try to not scratch. He's firing away. He got lucky to not scratch. And he left a shot with no reward. Jacked up, long, straight in. You're praying and hoping that he makes this ball. I believe he should be playing some kind of safety, any kind of safety. That's real. Oh wow, he got lucky. He didn't get stuck behind that 8. Again, nothing good can happen there.
Right.
At best, you're shooting a long safe, and that's what he's got right now. Your other alternative was to get stuck behind that 8 ball.
I feel like what I said was taken out of context. I feel bad now.
You should feel bad.
I do, a little bit. Sorry, Randall. With the proper coaching and structured practice, you will get better. Always.
And the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
The beauty of pool is you don't have to be a spring chicken. You don't have to be 18 years old and run up and down the court and dunk and
right.
Your prime of this game can last a long time.
100%.
And it doesn't matter if you're a man, a female, short, tall, wheelchair. There's virtually no limits. You can be as good as you want to be at this game. I believe in you.
You can get a table at home, and you can get coaching, and you can practice every day. Get your 10,000 hours in.
And you're an expert. Yeah.
And you will be an expert at whatever you
deliberate
spend
practice.
that time in. Right. It's got to be deliberate practice. I like that.
He wrote a book on it. It's great. It's called Outliers.
I think Doug's out here.
Jason is
Flailing.
clinging to some very thin hope.
So the only hope here is that he got a little straight on this 9.
Yep. You got to get a... Oh, see, now back to what I was saying.
Commentator's curse?
No.
Oh.
There's always something funny when it comes to winning your first or your last game.
Okay. But
and that was really funny.
The problem is he got too straight on the 9, so he tried to cheat the pocket. I mean, is that because of the last game? Or are you just saying funny things happen? Your brain makes it happen. Whoa.
Okay.
That was interesting.
Little tough back cut here. He's confident he's going to fire. Okay. He played it into. He was on the 50-yard line. I thought he was going to back cut it.
He drilled that.
He is not thrilled with the.
Wow. Well, hey, it's still a match here. You know.
What would you say here? Because I don't see frustration either. Even though he is shooting fast.
Well, he did. He did just finish a 12-pack of Diet Mountain Dew.
He's jacked up.
Yeah, I mean, think about what that artificial.
That's what you do all the
chemical.
time, right?
No, I don't drink
You don't
sodas.
like Mountain Dew?
No,
I thought you did.
no. I try to stick with tea, which it was kind of cool because when I was playing in that bank pool tournament, Frankie Ruiz, I had to play him first round, and he sits down and he's like, "Give me a green tea, hot, right? Real green tea with the tea bag and everything."
Break time. Let's hear this story, Chris.
And I was like, you know what? I like drinking that too. Let me get a tea. So now there's 2 pool players, both drinking green tea out of these coffee cups. It's just a classy moment, right? Green tea. Not soda, not anything that's crazy caffeinated, nothing artificial, just hot water and green tea. And throughout that match, I actually won a couple of games. And it was just like kind of a relaxing training session, actually. I learned a lot from Frankie on that. I also, he gained my respect for the fact that he wasn't just one of these arrogant pool players. You know, it was kind of fun to play. He's okay to teach. Now, let me go back and explain. I'm in a bank pool tournament with like 700 level players, and I'm a 470. So I was just taking in as much as I could, lesson-wise. And long story short, I believe all pool players should drink green tea. And we have green tea at the Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company.
I love green tea, and it does have a decent amount of caffeine in it.
It has, it's a slower reaction though. You're not going to crash as hard. So, if you're like losing it a little bit, and it's not because you didn't eat all day, I recommend a green tea over a coffee, a Monster, Red Bull, Diet Mountain Dew. That's just tip of the day from Chris G, the G-Man, Mr. Green Tea, Blue Light Special. So we have a player break right now. That's why we're kind of rambling on. Or I am.
Well, I'll tell you what. So what was the entry fee on that bank tournament?
Oh, I don't remember. It was expensive.
Like
I think I dropped $50 on that.
$50, okay.
Yeah.
And you got value out of it. You were a 450 going in against all these monsters.
Yeah, it was
basically
brutal.
No chance to win, a very low chance to cash. And you spent $50, and at the end of the day, do you think you got value out of that tournament?
Yeah, and a lot of it was due to playing Frankie.
Yeah.
Like, he gained a fan. I know that sounds weird and everything, but, like, I was looking forward to him coming for the King of the Hill because I do believe he's on the list. I don't know when he's up, and don't quote me on anything, but it would be really cool to see Frankie and Johnny play maybe even bank pool, which, by the way, check out the scoreboard. The new scoreboard app actually has ball count now. So they can keep track of their ball count for one pocket or bank pool.
Oh, cool.
As well as score. So, because without ball count, watching bank pool is tough for the commentator. Oh, he's on 1. Oh, he's on 2. Well, he's on -1. You don't know. You almost have to look at the tray, right? Because they keep the balls down in the tray, and that's how they score.
Yeah, you can use that for Justin Volk's game, too. Lifesaver.
Yeah, that could be lives. Ball count lives. Yeah, Justin, next time you come up, check it out. Let me know if it'll work for you. Also a fun game if you're playing somebody around your level. Otherwise, you're going to get kind of skunked. Kendall Cook. Play the Ray clips. Is that like the Eclipse? Ray clips?
Uh-oh. Ray clips. What do you got? Oh, okay.
There's only
Let's go.
a couple, right? We've played them a few times.
Mad Apple Extreme, the People's Stream.
The People's Stream.
So I give you a little background on that. I started playing King of the Hill. I got my butt beat the first 2 times I played. Third time I got in there, I finally won. And I kept it going for a little while, and I really felt like the people were energizing me, and they actually got me a real-life, full-size title belt. And they said, Ray, you are our champion. You play for us. And I've been doing that ever since.
Yeah, we used to have a picture.
The people.
Yep. And I don't know if we got you the belt or if that was your...
It came from the people.
It was
Everyone
the-
asked me where it came from.
It was-
And
it was
it was like a sea of humanity.
An authentic WWE belt with
Right forward.
real gold in it.
They handed it to me. It was like like the scene in Lion King where they're holding
Yeah.
up the lion. That was how they handed me the belt. And ever since then, when
The
I
People's Champ.
bring that thing out, I mean business. You are in for a long, hard day if you don't think you're going to beat me, and I got that belt.
Oh, yeah. No, you were just brimming with confidence.
It's from the people.
And I'll see if I can find the image because it was quite good. I mean, I know it's in here.
All right, so we're back in action here. Scores 11-8. We're going race to 12. Doug is on the hill. Wow.
There it is.
He found that.
There it
bitch.
is. Oh, yeah. I don't mess around.
That guy ain't messing around either. That guy walks in the room. When I walked in the room with that on my shoulder, all I saw was pool tables, and all I saw was every one of these tables belongs to me. I am their owner.
Yes.
And if you're on that table going to try and play me, I own you.
I'm telling you, I could feel it. You walked in, and the music kind of went up, and the electricity of the room kind of amplified. And then I was like, what's going on? I look up, and there's Ray standing by
Just
the door.
staring down everyone.
Yeah, just staring down with like
Come
your
get
new
some.
Jordans or something. You had some nice kicks on, too. It was a good time.
Every time I won King of the Hill, I bought a brand new pair of shoes, and
Yeah, I heard that.
just to remember it, and it was sweet. I got the Barry Chapman Dream Big Dreamers. I was naming every pair of shoes I
The
had,
Barry
too.
Chapman.
That was the name of my shoes. The Barry Chapman Dream Big Dreamers. That's what that pair of shoes was called.
So Michael Legoo says the People's Champ. Supka says big belt for a big guy. And then she says, use Darth Vader's voice. I don't know. I don't think that's the same thing.
Darth Vader had a killer voice, though.
He did. Very raspy. Patrick Glenn. What's up, guys? On my way back down south. Oh, so you were up north. I don't know if he was hunting. I forgot exactly what you were doing, Patrick. But, hey, the Knights match is almost over, so we got you. Oh, yeah, that's, you know what? It's not like the one ball's makeable, though.
Are they playing 3-foul?
No.
Okay.
No early 10s, no 3-foul rule. Doug on the hill.
I really like both ways, I guess, but it's so sweet to win a game on 3-foul. And this is the kind of game where you could go for that.
Well, I brought it up. I was like, are we doing 3-foul rule? Jason said yes. Doug said no. But then they looked at each other, and Jason's like, whatever, no. I'm cool with it. I mean, I feel if you're playing 10-ball, 3-foul rule is probably a decent idea. If you get stuck in some weird back and forth, you put a little pressure on your opponent when you get them on 2 fouls, right? They got a 3 rail at it. But, hey, we let them make some of the rules up for themselves. The early 10-ball, no early 10-ball was a shock. I don't think we've ever had that rule. That's a new one.
Yeah, I don't like that rule. Yeah. I mean, again, if they're agreeing, they're the ones putting up the money, and it definitely should have a lot of say in the rules of the game.
Correct. I mean, I guess that's part of it. Oh, yeah, that's right. So Patrick was up north clearing trails, getting ready for the hunting season.
Ooh. So I think I was showing you guys. Look at this. He's putting low on it. Okay, never mind. I thought he was going to go for the make. Play it safe.
Not a bad save. I mean, and with no early 10 balls, I would be thinking Karam is open here if the one ball is even visible. Let's take a look at the overhead. Yeah, it looks like he can see a piece of the.
I think he's hooked.
Okay.
Yeah. And when he kicks here, he's jacked up. He's not kicking to anywhere good.
All
right.
Ball in hand for Jason.
This is one of those moments where, Jason, in this moment, you have to ask yourself one question.
What's that question, Ray?
Do you feel lucky? Do you feel lucky?
I think Clint Eastwood
Honk.
said it best, yeah.
Are you going to run out? No, it's not really luck. It's skill from here.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking the 110. I forgot about that for half a second, but that don't even count.
That changes the whole game right here, yeah.
Table is still kind of open, though. 4 to the 5 is your hardest situation.
Right, with the 8. And, it's a little tough trying to figure out how to break that up early and still get shape.
I'm looking at just playing for a safety on the 5. That's my first thought. Because that 8 ball and the 6 are there. There's if you get underneath the 5, 1, you can ride it up the rail. But 2, if you don't like what you got shooting that 5 all the way up the rail short side, you're going to have a ton of safety options.
Right. English took on that ball. It's always weird how it defies the laws of physics with inside English. It's a fun shot. Yeah, Mike, no early 10s. That was agreed.
Mike Legoo, what it do?
Yeah, where you at, Mike? You must be in Texas still or California or something. You're all over the country.
Oh, wow.
He travels a lot now.
So he got pretty good on this 4, but if you don't really leave this cue ball snug to the rail, you're not going to have much of a shot. Okay, I like that. Actually. I wasn't even thinking he
worked out real
run
nice.
to the ball. Yeah, because it's not really worth the risk to try and just freeze that rail with the cue ball.
The safety option was probably harder than just trying the breakup because he could still, unless he snookered himself, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Slow down. Okay. All right, so you got a cut in the side, or you can go up to the corner. That's shooter's choice. And then you're going to have to combo this 7-9. And if you can do those two things, you're looking at 9 to 11, your break.
Right.
Hello? That's
that was
one
a
thing.
Nice cut.
Don't go behind the 8. Don't go behind the 8. Okay.
Just enough.
Oh, boy. I'm not sure what I'm doing here.
Banking the 7, of course.
I think I'm banking the 7.
Yeah. I mean, you could play a safe and hide the cue ball behind the 9, but which shot is harder?
Let's see. Let's just see this ball go in and get. Oh.
Well, there's an opportunity for Doug. Second opportunity to finish this match.
50-yard line. 7, I believe, has half a pocket past the 10. Has no pocket past the 9. This is a very tough situation to close out a match on. Obviously, 9 and 10 are hanging. If you can get to the 9, you win. But this is the shot.
Boom.
Wow.
Clean.
With the low to hold the cue to go back and forth. This is a monster. You'd like to get a little straighter on the 9 if you can. That's not straight, but
I like that he put a good, confident stroke on it.
And now you have a choice here of trying to roll this in or Go up, table, and back. He's
I like
rolling. He's
rolling.
rolling.
I like rolling.
All right. All right. That wasn't as tough as I thought it had more angle. I thought the cue was going to have to travel a lot more. This should be all she wrote.
All she wrote. Done deal. Handshakes. Candy.
And new
Here we go.
champion of the world, Doug Lyyski.
Yeah, you got to remind me.
Congrats.
When you're doing that, I got to
Wake
tone
him up.
down your
Wake him
mic
up,
a little
baby.
bit.
That's
Yeah,
exciting.
so
it's exciting when you win on the stream. Like
it is.
It's so exciting.
It is, especially your first win, because your first win now means you're playing with somebody else's money. Now, I don't know if that takes pressure off, but it did for me.
And it means no matter how bad you think you shot or how bad you hit one or two balls, no matter what, you're imagining that people are going to see this shot or this bad game that you played forever and ever and ever because it is on the internet.
Right.
But you can always say, "Well, I won that match."
I won that
you're
match.
in a match where you gotta grind and you gotta
Right.
things happen
And it was a Knights match. I mean, that's just one division below the Kings. Solid play, man. Solid play. Congratulations, Doug. We'll see you next Sunday.
good shooting, fellas.
And
See you next Sunday.
yeah. Thanks, Ray.
Looking
Appreciate
forward to
it.
it. Yeah, yeah.
And thanks everyone out there for sticking with us. We gained some viewers after the Packer game. We do appreciate it. We'll see you Friday for the King of the Hill, where I'm assuming Little John Fields will be back to defend his King title. I don't know against who yet, though, so don't ask. See you guys. Thank you.